6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Can't you see he's the man? Let me hear you applaud. He's more than a man. He's a shiny golden god. Rocking and fucking rolling and fucking rocking and fucking rolling and fucking Can't you see he's the man? Let me hear you applaud. He's more than a man. He's a shiny golden god.
Good afternoon, everybody. My apologies. We're a few minutes late. I was exporting or encoding, and I thought it was going to go on a lot longer, but thankfully, it looked like it just sort of jumped and finished what it was doing. But it's the monthly report, so it was taking a long time. Anyway, how are we all doing today? What are we on? Friday, isn't it? End of the week. So today, the plan is we're going to start by running through the monthly report. Not in too much detail. I'm not going to spend hours and hours on it, but maybe an hour and a bit just going through some stuff there, because it was a great monthly report with a lot of updates on things that are very important. And it just felt different, this one. Felt really good. So we'll run through that, and then me, Apoc, and Tony will jump in and do some off-grid stuff. Neo, thank you, my friend. Anyway, let's see who's here first and foremost. That's a hype train already. Much appreciated, guys. Solomon, Sandman. You guys are chatting. Deacon, Zol. Joshua, Dendra, Papa Betts. Les, Neo, of course. Sizen, Mighty Steed, Binks, Greater, Volos, JC, Shadow Strike, Sizen, of course. Tiberius, Jackal, Peanut, Eramis. Thank you, Eramis. Much appreciated for the sub there. Enjoy Das. Calpin, thank you for the resub. 07. I mean, it doesn't count if I just say it. I've actually got to do it, haven't I? It doesn't really work well. City Gamer, Jones, Aries, Spunky, Deeds, and I think that. Oh, Les. Oh, no, I've said Les. That's everyone on Twitch. Welcome, guys. Papa Jimmer, Sandman, 5, Official, Sketto, Everett. How you doing, YouTube? Fair enough, Deacon. I will certainly keep stum. So, what are we on now? So Friday we had another PTU build last night, which was brought some more details. The storm walls are back, which is cool. Although it doesn't really make sense, they'll be flying around where ships and things are exploding, but it's still cool to see them as a sort of first drop. The quantum drive spool time rebalance, so spool times have been adjusted, mostly increasing, so it takes longer to spool, although some have been slightly reduced. The ballistic, size 3 weapons have had a bit of a buff in terms of damage, and for ballistics, alpha damage as well. Like the size 3 Gatlings going from 19 to 32. I don't know if that's going to be anything to help with light fighters or anything like that, but it seems like they're getting a bit of a buff there. Sinister One, how you doing? S7. What else have we got? Recco Battaglia story rewards. She now has mining modules that you can get as component rewards, so blueprints, I assume. And also the ore pods. There are 3 new mining modules. I think 1 is active and 2 are passive, meaning you've got to trigger them or they just run in the background. And the ore pods, we have the Golem and Misk ore pods that have, increased capacity. Again, blueprints for those, I'm assuming, so you can craft them and make some big ones. Blacklisted Interitus, how you doing, guys? 07. And then quite a few bug fixes and optimizations. Performance update for fire hazard visual effects to reduce the CPU overhead, which is good. Performance update for off-screen particle emitters that were actually spawned as on-screen emitters. They now correctly expire and get deleted, so they don't just accumulate over time as invisible particles that, cause performance degradations. So that's another good one, and probably part of this initiative of trying to optimize and, get rid of the crap. Music is too loud, is it? Has this one gone up a little bit? How's that? Any better? And then yeah, there's a few little leaks for it. Can no longer find filter modules, which I don't know if that's intentional or not. Nothing really much there to be spoken about. But what was really cool was the monthly report. Thank you, Papa. Mason, welcome. Oh yeah, and the live stream. So many people are losing their S over the live stream, and I get it. You know, I get that it looks terrible that we're all suffering on a PTU with really bad performance, and they're like playing this offline flawless build. But it's like, no shit. Of course, what do you expect them to do? Suffer through? Like, they're aware that, you know, the PTU siege is buggy and problematic. Why on earth would they dedicate an hour to playing that when they're trying to show off what Siege of Orison is about? I don't understand people's mindsets sometimes. I wouldn't have... I mean, I didn't watch it in the end, but why would I want to watch a live stream where people are suffering? Like, we've seen it multiple times with our own streams. We kept waiting for something so awful that I would lose my mind over it, and it just never happened. Yeah, it's stupid, isn't it? People just immediately go to something that they can complain about rather than thinking about it logically and realizing that they would have done the same thing anyway. But funnily enough, I feel really bad for Ollie because this was his first live presentation, right? And he should have had the support. I mean, you don't really... The way Jared behaved, I feel, was actually inappropriate. And if I was Ollie in his position, having been employed and, you know, thrusted in front of everyone for the first time and had no support like that, or, you know, live on camera had a very big lack of support from Jared, I would have absolutely, after that, taken him aside and had a word with him about it. Because he was asking for help, was Ollie. He was clearly, like, out of his depth. And I get, like, throwing the deep end. Absolutely. A great way to learn. Not always, but in this case, I can see why they did it. But when, you know, he basically just threw him to the wolves. And I think if I was in Jared's position and you could see Ollie was struggling to sort of figure out what to do next, asking twice for Jared's help, I would have said, I would have jumped in and been like, I'll take it, don't worry about it. I don't know what happened between them beforehand. There could have been a disagreement or something. Jared could have been like, this is a bad idea, and he ignored him. We don't know. But in Jared's position, to treat him like that and be so unsupportive with him and not provide that stability while he was still onboarding was shocking. Oh, he is. Of course he is, and that's why they hired him. But there's one thing streaming to, you know, your own community and then streaming to a group of people who, if you've ever, and I'm sure he has, seen the live stream chat, he's going to be out of his depth in that sense. Everyone would. So, yeah, I was a bit shocked at Jared's behaviour there, and I felt like that wasn't really fair on Ollie. And as I say, if I was in his position, I would have taken him aside and spoken to him that, you know, I would have expected better. Hyperion, welcome. What was interesting to me was to see an internal build and seeing some of the bugs that we have also being on the internal build. Yeah, I would rather see technically how it's supposed to be played. But obviously seeing those bugs there as well was a bit like, oh, interesting. Marcon, how you doing? Entwil, welcome. Never played the PTU or the Siege, and I was excited by the mission when it is in the PU. It looks... Yeah, I mean, obviously it needs a lot of work for it to work properly, which we're not ever going to get it technically like it is on an internal build. But hopefully if they keep optimizing it, fixing the bugs, you know, performance and so forth, it'll get to the point where it is a lot better. Scarecrow, good morning. Yeah, understandable. He looked nervous. I would be nervous. You know, obviously he streams to, or, you know, has a lot bigger following, but I would be absolutely shitting myself. Yeah, it's a good sign of things to come. It shows what they intend it to be like, whether or not the mission, you know, mission team can't control things like desync and server stability. Sir AJ, welcome. When you watch my outdoor videos, it sounds familiar. What's that? I've got the next video done. That is just needs to be uploaded. So my camping video is ready to go. I will upload that after I've uploaded the monthly report tonight. Sketo, welcome. Yeah, it didn't feel like I've been in situations like that as a boss and as a not a boss. And immediately when I'm in an atmosphere where a room is like that and you feel like you cannot actually go to your superiors for help, it all breaks down. And that isn't on Ollie. That's on Jared, who is in control of all that. And to say it live on camera, like, you know, in a flippant way of, it's your show, you finish it. It's like he was desperate for help. Yo, JQ, how you doing? Yeah, it's a different... It's one thing... Like I say, I'm reading my chat. I'm used to you guys. We occasionally get negative comments about me, about Star Citizen and whatnot. But ultimately, it's generally positive and proactive in terms of the content. When you're on something like a Star Citizen stream where the nice people don't really comment because it's flooded by just people, trolls, people who are angry, that's a whole different story than streaming to your own community. Oh yeah, I'm not saying that it wasn't intended that Ollie was to be the host. I am absolutely certain it was. I'm certain they had a discussion that, you know, Ollie, this is yours. You do it how you want to do it. Good luck. But as the superior, he should have been there to say, oh, I can see that you're drowning. Let me step in and help. If you've ever managed any form of team, you can recognize when your team needs help and you step in and you give them that help. You don't just let them drown. And there's no lesson to be learned there other than I can't trust my superiors to help me when I'm struggling. Ollie did fine, yeah. He just obviously was nervous and struggled at the end. No, fair enough, APOC. We'll agree to disagree on that. But that's how I feel about it. That's what I saw. And yeah, I think he should have at least given some support and not just let him drown in front of everyone. Coffee, how you doing? Brother Graves, welcome. Zero, welcome. Ivenic. Flood, welcome. I don't know, Flood. I really don't know. I guess just people have been burnt and they're a bit sick of it, but that's why, you know, we always say, just take a step away. Come back and feel, you know, you can approach it. You know, you can come back to it after you've taken a break from it. That's necessary, but I think a lot of people don't. Mad Seeker, Shenanigans, welcome. Robert, welcome. No, if the Golem seeing modules is fixed. It is. Thank you, APOC. Hazelnut. I've got hazelnut coffee, actually. That's exactly what I'm drinking, Papa. He'll be fine. You've just, you know, you need to be able to rely on your own team and management to help you, and it didn't feel like that at all. You don't mean to sound like a twit, but someone who has ADHD, I understand where you are coming from. Me? Yeah, I mean, understandably, you know, he's in a position where it is going to be very difficult to, and timing-wise, you know, it is probably the worst time to do something like that. It was definitely, I can understand why people were frustrated with the way it was presented when everything is so difficult in the main PU, but yeah, it's an interesting one. Joel, yo, how you doing? A lidette and a boss owner. What's a lidette? Yeah, I don't even bother reading the chat in the live streams because it is just abysmal. No, we're not hostile in game. No, we're friendly people. Can't say, you know, the same about Binks though. You have had to legit unfollow all but 2 Star Citizen content creators due to how cringe they have been over all this. I mean, obviously, you know, a lot of people are kind of striving for content at times like this where there's not a great deal. But people do drama farmers. But, you know, everyone is entitled to do their own content on their channel, and as you prove, you do what you want to do by either following and whatnot. Jan, how you doing? So I'm actually looking forward to Siege of Horizon, the new one, the instanced one, but it's not like up there in even the top 10 of things that I like about Star Citizen. It's something to do. It's something that I will enjoy doing with other members of the org. I would love to have been able to do it with like 20 other members and use it as a kind of training ground for stuff like that. But I will probably do it once, maybe twice when it goes live at some point, and likely never touch it again. But that's not to say it shouldn't be there. That's just my own sentiment towards that type of content. A lot of people will love it, and they will repeatedly do it. There'll be new players coming in who will enjoy that. Not every piece of content has to be made specifically for me. But I will enjoy a little bit of it, and then I will move on to something else. I much prefer the open world stuff, but that's not to say that I certainly won't dabble in all the instant stuff that we start getting, because it's like a change of pace, change of scenery, and I like that. Drama llamas, yeah. Oh, in game you would be hostile. You would be hostile. No, no, I mean in game I wouldn't be. Are you saying that you would be? Yeah, that's the plan eventually, Neo. So the whole bricked system is part done. It's not finished. And one thing that's missing, or the main thing that's missing, is the ability to unbrick something and use it, which isn't going to be an instant thing. It'll have to be maybe using the crafting machines, or, you know, paying in some way to then gain that item. Or ship. Something we'll get down the line is the ability to take a ship that we find, or steal a ship, and find a way to kind of make it our own by changing the reg tag or scratching it off as a stolen ship, or buying the rights to that ship in game. That is something that is intended, and being able to find them, fix them up, put them back on sale again at, you know, maybe a discounted price is something that would absolutely be possible once we get these systems in place. Once I get the double click to equip bug fixed. Wait, didn't they fix that? Didn't I read somewhere about a fix to that? Or am I thinking of a different fix in one of the PTUs? Maybe it was a left click to do something. I can't remember. I've been to the Pyro contested zones. Not much, though. Again, it's not something that I tend to go for. Happy Friday, Joel, by the way. Alaska, nice to see you, mate. How you doing? Oh, there's always drama, isn't there? No matter what happens, there is a subset of the community, or maybe I wouldn't even call them the community, to be fair. It kind of goes against anything community-driven, but they tear it down and pick at problems. I think for a while now, we've you know, there's been like a group of people that are intentionally trying to sabotage Star Citizen and spread negativity, to help it fail, but that's not always the case. I think negativity just sells better than positivity in well, especially the demographic of Star Citizen. But, yeah. People are going to farm it. I don't feel it, so I'm not going to farm it, because it would be false. The release of the next patch, Mike, welcome. That will be, I expect, sometime next week. Usually it's mid-month that these patches go live, with 4 of 10 being kind of a patch that wasn't intended to be containing what it contains. It might be slightly different, but I still think it'll come next week. And especially as they're pushing, you know, things like the Stinger. There's probably going to be a BTS next week for the Stinger, and then a live release as well. Raven, welcome. How you doing? He was doing Reko's second mission. I get to the location with the data drive and my mission gets withdrawn. I see the ship and I scan it. It's a CIG dev. I walk inside. He had teleported to the server room and taken your data drive, bricking your mission. What? Raga, welcome. What? Which dev was that? That's weird. They could be monitoring it, trying to see if things are working, or they could just be trolling. I don't know. That's very strange. Did you get any names? Vultures. Yeah. What's my in-game name? It is SMB Ryan or Ryan SMB, I think. What are they doing with the stinger? What do you mean just? What's happened? Anyway, let's get to the... Mags, thank you for the follow, by the way. Let's get to the monthly report so that we have a bit of time to off-grid later as well. But man, yeah, what a great report it was. Mostly about fixes. Some stuff about dynamic meshing, which is very important. A lot of stuff about Genesis, like Starcitect, weather. Oof, it was a good one. Yo, Nemathon, how you doing? You really look forward to patch 4.10, I hope. Mining runs more smoothly. Yeah, for me, 4.10, it's not really about the content. There is some good stuff in it, definitely. But not anything that I am overly excited about. But I'm hoping that it just makes Star Citizen's PU just more playable with less, less problems. It was one that started with a Z or an X, I can't recall, but I imagine they might have been fixing edge cases. Yeah, I know Mission 2, there was an issue with Mission 2, wasn't there? So they intentionally deactivated it to instantly switch from Mission 1 to Mission 3. So it could be that they are, purposefully testing Mission 2 to see if it's spawning correctly, like the data drive and whatnot. And maybe he had to go and physically take it, which then would stop yours, but I don't know why he would do that. Was dynamic server meshing planned this year? Not specifically, but I believe so. They don't necessarily give indications as to when certain things are expected, although, things like Genesis and much of what we saw at CitizenCon Direct is intended for this year, but dynamic meshing is practically just coming when it's coming. Like a lot of Star Citizen. Hopefully we see it come this year. Instancing is a step towards that. It's a step to getting to quasi-dynamic meshing. We might just see quasi and then dynamic next year, but they are doing stuff, which we'll get to, that will certainly help in that area. Yo, Malian, any tips for not losing your good materials? From what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, but materials do persist now. From patch to patch, correct? Exo Wolf, thank you so much, my friend. Beers and party, please. I haven't been keeping up with the sub count at all. I believe they do persist. Only gems, but every other commodity will just go poof. I thought it was the other way around. So, yeah, only your hand-mined gems will survive. Every other commodity you have will disappear. So your best bet is to take what you have and craft anything. And then either sell it if it's crap or keep it and use it. Oh, it might be that's the issue then, Flood. Maybe they went to grab the data drive and see if they can figure out what's happening. And they just needed some... I don't know why they couldn't just trigger the mission themselves and do it. They had to kind of leap on your game and steal it. That was a bit rude. Music's loud, sorry. Yeah, unless they fix or change something. Maybe the commodities will last, but... We haven't seen that in the PTU, have we, APOC? You too, Papa. Yo, Philip, how you doing? You mentioned something about... Did I say the Stinger? I didn't mean the Stinger. I meant the Kruger Stingray. Sorry if I said Stinger. They're about to push the Kruger Stingray. Usgar, welcome. Any light fighters that can solo Gilly 6 and 7? I don't know, but someone else might know if anyone's got an answer to that one. Dynaxel ruling, welcome, guys. So, the first team that I instead of starting with AI, sometimes I shake it up a little bit just to kind of give a bit more interest early on because, sitting through certain things that might be considered a bit more boring, people might click off. So, we're going to start with the graphics team, visual effects programming, and Planet Tech team. Now, for the graphics team, They compared global illumination and reflections to an offline path trace reference and made various improvements. For example, the ray-traced reflection denoiser now preserves finer material roughness details while simultaneously being faster on the GPU. So basically, they're improving the lighting, global illumination, ray tracing, making sure it looks good, reflections as well to make it look realistic, especially in areas like, I suppose, darker areas like corners, small spaces, ship interiors, with less light leaking through objects where they shouldn't. 2 for 9. Thank you so much for your Prime. Much appreciated. Beers and patty. I personally don't think the Stingray will have an interior, but I don't know. I just see it as it's likely going to be a lightish fighter or medium. Yeah, it's a shame right now that materials go. It really, it's kind of a big downside of the whole crafting profession, and I certainly would like to see those stick around with with persistence. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something that comes relatively soonish, though, because we've seen over a few sort of patches that all of a sudden certain commodities or certain things persist, whereas they didn't before. So I don't know when, but I would expect commodities that have been mined and so forth with value, with the quality values, will eventually persist, but I'm not expecting it to take a long time before they do, personally. I feel like it's something that could come along pretty sharpish. Well, I appreciate it, 2 for 9. That's very kind of you, mate. Cyborg, welcome. Yeah, funny enough, so I really enjoy the AI stuff, but in comparison for this patch, for this monthly report, with graphics and all the other, online tech and so forth, I felt it was a little less exciting than this stuff. They've also worked on an accuracy issue with glancing angle reflections, which was resolved, leading to brighter, more convincing reflections. I guess like shallower angles, making it look a bit more accurate across floors, glass, ship hulls, making it feel brighter. But yeah, something like ray tracing, global illumination, I've not really thought about for a while because Genesis has always been on my mind. But when you take into consideration Genesis, walking on one of those planets, the weather stuff that I'm about to talk about, creatures that will be a part of that, Starcitect as points of interest as to visit and get missions from, and ray tracing and global illumination, whoo, it's gonna be good. My 5080 should be fine, and once I get the CPU, that should also be absolutely capable of handling it, but I wouldn't think at maximum resolution, though. Yeah, me too, Alaska. It's probably the thing that's most on my mind right now. Now, for the narrative team, there's not really much to pick up on there that I would want to run through here. It's mostly stuff for 4.10. Working on they have been... multiple writers worked on missions for upcoming Starcitect locations, and this new tech will allow for more places to visit than ever before, and the team is helping to make sure there is new content to experience. Now, the thing with Starcitect is potentially it can allow for a single planet to hold thousands of points of interest, some of them spread around, some of them clustered closer together. What they decide to do with Nyx 1 is probably going to be somewhere in between. They're not going to likely throw down thousands and thousands of points of interest because it is a relatively newly terraformed planet in terms of lore. It's only like 2 years old. So as much as there are peoples and gangs building on Nyx 1, creating locations and so forth, I can't imagine it's going to be like when they recreate somewhere like Lorville, or a planet that is a lot more populated and has been populated with a vast history. So we're not likely going to see thousands and thousands, but we should see a huge number of points of interest with Starcitect on when Genesis planets come. Nyx 1 and Nyx 2. Nyx 2 is also going to be quite have populations there, but it's a toxic planet, so it's not going to be as much as Nyx 1. But they will also have missions associated with them and things to do there. They're not just going to be, empty, pointless nothingness like we see with a lot of places we have now. Sloppy, welcome, 9950X3D. I've just looked at my motherboard today, which I need to do a BIOS flashback on. Just learned how to do that, which I'll get done soon, but some point this month I'm hoping to pick up the CPU, which will just, that and a 5080, I will be set for a long while with performance in-game, editing, recording, streaming all at the same time, encoding. It'll speed up my processes a lot more. And then after that, it's a case of getting storage, which is more expensive than the flipping CPUs at the moment. Speaking of creatures, can't wait to see the storm walls. Yeah, they look really cool. Carbon Tales, if you haven't seen Carbon Tales' YouTube channel, check it out. He's done a really cool close-up of all the whales and the noises they make, capturing them perfectly. Narrative also worked on Carbon Pixel. Sorry, Carbon Tales is the racing guy. Carbon Pixel. If you've got a link for it, for Carbon, please do share. Because he has some really amazing visual, quality visual stuff. Yeah. Need storage? You don't need 2 kidneys. I was like, back when I was planning the build, it was like, a 4 terabyte M.2 will be ideal. It can go in the motherboard slot and connect, and I'll be able to use that and access all my files super quick for editing. And it's like, no, that's going to be 700 quid. So we'll pass on that one for now. Yeah, not Carbon Tales. So Narrative also worked on missions for a new guild that will be introduced alongside an all-new gameplay style. Now, I'm going to take a guess at this being hacking, but is that a new gameplay style or just new profession? I mean, maybe I feel like the terminology there might be confusing me, but I believe this is something like hacking. What do you guys think? You think refining? It could be, yes. That's true. That's true. Shit, I never thought of that. It's too late now. All right, makes more sense. It's likely going to be refining. Ship refining as well. We know they are redoing the refining mechanic. Damn it. Oh, well, never mind. Yes, no, fair enough. Fair enough. Degunther, welcome. Yeah, so what we know about refining is it's not going to be like what we have now, which is just clicking buttons and then it does it in the background. When it comes to things like the Expanse, it's going to be hands-on. So ship refining is going to be more hands-on, probably adding things as, to create reactions. So in order to get a dinks, whatever it's called, you've got to maybe add this material and add that one to create a reaction to then, create whatever, or maybe to make alloys, so separating the refining of gemstones versus making alloy metals. And that's why they're redesigning refining. But in terms of refining at a space station, it's going to relatively be the same kind of hands-off thing, where you'll just press buttons and it'll do it in the background. You're not going to have to do anything else because the station will take care of it for you. But yeah, if you are refining in a ship, you're going to be the one dealing with it. But we don't know how yet. So that will be fun. Planetech version 5 will add so much depth to even the most basic gameplay. It will. It certainly will. When you think about how important background things are. So you've got content, which is, face to face, interacting with things, doing things, missions and so forth, interacting with characters. That's kind of what I see as forefront content. And then the background content is kind of what's around you that you don't control, that you have, it just happens on behind you, like night and day cycle, creatures wandering around, weather. All of this stuff can completely change how a mission feels if that changes. You could be doing the same mission in the daylight, full sun, no rain, no creatures around, you know, everything is easy, you're finding things easily, and then you switch that, you know, like you could wait around for 10 hours, or however long. The weather could change, it could be nighttime, it could be thunder and lightning, chucking it down with rain, and you're being hunted by a pack of Copian, and you're trying to do the same mission. It's a completely different feel. And Genesis is that, you know, it's the all-encompassing background where we have all the very nice-looking planets, the creatures and AI driven properly, like a proper ecosystem, a full weather simulation, and anything else. Crazy. Recap. 7. Fix Orion. How do we know if it's... Did I say that? Oh, Interitor said that. Yeah, it's bound to be broken when it comes. Hope so. Would be nice for it to launch with a working refinery. What, the Orion? Yeah, it certainly will do. They won't put that out. I mean, by the time the Orion does come out, ship refineries will have been out for probably years. Oh, and the Arastra. Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. Again, by the time that comes out, I would expect ship refining to have been pretty well established. Not necessarily years like it would with the Orion, but yeah. That's going to be a cool one, especially for Genesis. Right, what else we got? Online tech. Now, they had 2... This is a really important one. It's basically, you know, when I hear... You know, understandably, people complaining about server stability, problems like that. A lot of it stems from this, and this is stuff that will help with that. So, online tech has 2 major focus areas. The first one is making the game's server infrastructure smarter and more reliable. And then secondly, it is laying the groundwork for more dynamic server management in the future. Now, for the server-side stuff, the team has resolved several bugs affecting how the game servers measure and report how busy they are, delivering a fix that ensures this data is now captured and reported accurately. They also cleaned up the way that load is calculated, removing an outdated component that didn't accurately reflect real server performance. And together, it says that these changes provide a much clearer picture as to how hard each server is working at any given time. Now, on the server distribution side of things, this is essentially dynamic meshing. They've been developing and testing a system that allows servers to scale up and down based on demand. And work is underway to allow extra game servers to be requested automatically when a busy event puts heavy load on the network, and then release them when they're no longer needed, which, you know, is essentially stuff like free flies and these big events that happen. And progress was also made on a smarter way to divide the game worlds into regions that can each be handled by their own server, including support for grid-based spatial mapping that makes it easier to pinpoint exactly which servers should be responsible for specific areas of space. Several fixes were also made to clean up the underlying code base, removing old unused modes and outdated code to make the system simpler and more reliable going forward. Now, that is really cool to hear. That is exactly what I've been waiting to read on these monthly reports for so long, about having the system, or not only cleaning up the system, you know, cleaning up the tech debt and sort of just putting out the weeds, basically, but actually getting servers like spooling up dynamically when more things are happening. Like the Daymar Rally, for example. The Daymar Rally is notorious for having such bad performance because, of course, everyone is contained in one area on one server rather than spread across them all. Obviously, when we got static server meshing, it did help, but you're still suffering from everyone being in the same place. So something like that, for example, where it can be like, oh, there's a lot of people here, we need to spool more servers, so they just spool them up. We shouldn't notice it, and then it gets spooled down again. Yeah, they could. I guess they could even get their. That's what they do. Is it? They get their own server. Oh, they do, don't they? But then people manage to find their way in and cause problems. So yeah, it's all about creating that dynamism. I keep doing this. It's probably not a word, but getting it dynamic. Right now it's static. It doesn't spool up anymore. It doesn't shut down anymore unless they do it themselves. It needs to do that based on demand and you know how many people are around. So yeah, very happy to hear that they are basically developing and testing a system that allows the servers to scale up. That's... I mean, I don't know how far we are from getting that, but that's what's going on now. Yo, Spunky, how you doing? Dynamism. But is it what I'm actually meaning? No. Dynamism. That's referring to what I'm actually saying. For some reason, we had a discussion about this a while back, and I came to the conclusion that I was wrong. But maybe I was right. Thank you, No. I highly doubt I was right. I can't even remember what the discussion was about now. But yeah, this stuff will absolutely help with... Well, it's not just the dynamic server meshing. It's also what they're doing. One of their, their main focuses being improving and making the server infrastructure smarter and more reliable. That will also help to increase stability, performance, in all areas. Now, online services team resolved dozens of player-reported bugs while continuing to work on several key features, with the biggest area of focus remaining item recovery. The current development includes various improvements that will let players reclaim items lost to bugs or crashes, while detailed planning was done with the UI on exactly how players will see and select which items are lost and want to be recovered, including very large collections. I mean, this is something that we've been wanting for a while, where, and it's one of the main contributors to why people would stop playing or not use certain gear, is because if it gets lost, it's gone. So all this cool subflare you get, you don't bother using it, because when it's gone, it's gone. So having this option to reclaim stuff, especially if there is a bug that's caused it, I mean, that means you get it for free. You don't have to pay your insurance claim, which is, in a way, a win anyway, because... Oh, we get to actually get our gear back where we couldn't before, but we have to pay credits for it. Whereas now it's going to be, if you ran into a bug or something that wasn't your fault, you get a free claim on it. So it's a noun that means great energy, force, or active power. It describes a person, system, or market full of life, vigorous activity. Okay, so not necessarily referring to being dynamic. I guess a person is seen as dynamic, if that's... Maybe not. Yo, Rhino. Blind, how you doing? All good, thank you. Monkeys, welcome. We're reading the monthly report, and then we're jumping in and playing some off-grid stuff. To paraphrase, remember, right or wrong, I am still the streamer. Absolutely, Alzanor. I can just ban you if you disagree. Safe space. Thank you so much, my friend. Beers and party, please. How are you doing today? It definitely felt like a different monthly report, this, with just tons and tons of not intentional, but, fixes, and it felt like they're pulling the weeds up. You need some more RAM. You have 32 gig. Yeah, Star Citizen. It's kind of another dilemma of being a backer of Star Citizen right now, is... Well, any early access, but especially Star Citizen, you need... Like, there's memory leaks, so you need extra memory. 32 should be enough, but in order to get better performance and stability, 64 is kind of where it's at, which is ridiculous for a game to require that. I know, like, we're constantly pushing up and up and up, and it used to be 16, now it's 32. It's not going to be long anyway until it's... 64 being the standard, but in most circumstances, most games, you don't need that. But Star Citizen is definitely a benefit. Yeah, we're trying to ban Binks, he just won't leave. Kidded. Ultimate power. Yeah, you got your Banu box. Thank you for using me as your Banu box grabber. I appreciate it, mate. Shit ton of RAM. Absolutely. Did they mention the cargo hauling fixes elevators? So, yes and no. So, in the patch notes for 4.10, there has been quite a few in regards to freight elevators. Has there been any mention about hauling? But they do mention about fixes to hauling in here, so I'll get to that in a second. Silent Blob, welcome. Artex, welcome. You just have to subscribe. Not a Prime sub, it has to be actual cash. Subscribe to any streamer that has drops, and you will be granted that box. So basically, you have to pay for it. Thank you, Safe Space. Bless you, my friend. Yes, you can gift sub. So if you're, as you are already a sub, you can gift a sub. So it's either a new, any new sub is a way of doing it. I was lurking in your stream yesterday, Apox. I was out, but I left my computer running with your stream up to get that 4-hour thing. Right, what we got next? What are we talking about here? The current online services, item recovery. We've just gone through that one. Oh, here we go. This is exactly what I was getting to, monkeys. There was a major push into improving server stability tied to how missions and delivery contracts are generated behind the scenes. The team found that the current system was creating far too much background data, not necessarily about fixing bugs, but far too much background data, putting strain on the servers and contributing to instability that we may have experienced, that we may have seen in game. So there's right now what CIG are doing. Well, not right now. Since 4.9 kind of hit the live servers, CIG started a new initiative after a lot of people complained obviously about the problems with so many bugs and just bugs being laid on top of bugs. So the new initiative is they're going to listen to, or they're going to have people in, community spaces like streams, Reddit, Twitter, everywhere, hearing what our biggest issues are with the game, and then reporting that back to the developers to fix, rather than it just being mostly issue council reports that get the priority. It is going to be exactly what we are dealing with. They can see what we're dealing with, and they created a list of 100 plus, and I'm sure that number will ebb and flow based on what they get fixed and then what else comes in, as well as the main contributors to the first hour of the main problems of the first hour of the game for like new players getting in. Things like simple things that as a regular player we already know the workarounds for. And we just don't even think about it anymore. We shouldn't have to do that, and new players don't know that, so they come in and they're just hit with problem after problem after problem. So they are they're taking that and the 100 plus priority issues, and they're just chipping away at them as much as they can. And yeah, we should see a lot of that is coming in 4.10, but not everything. There's still a lot that needs to be done. No, I didn't get invited to Squadron event because I was supporting Impound, and now that Impound has shut down, I did contact Ulf and just say, head like tail between the legs. At the end of the day, it's business. They want to support me and have me invited to these things, but of course, as you know, I chose the extra income versus the support because that's what I need right now as a family man. But now that is no longer a thing, I was like, if there is any chance, I would be open to it. And we'll see what they say. It might be a no, but at the end of the day, it's business, so it's not like a personal, we hate each other. It's a mutual, we can't support you if you do that, and that's, that makes perfect sense. I understand it. Casil, how you doing? Did the monthly report talk about Gen 5 Starcitect for environments? Yes. They said, I think you just missed that one. Where was it? They said it was with the narrative team, and they are Multiple writers worked on missions for the upcoming starcitizen locations, and this new tech will allow for more places to visit than ever before, and the team is helping to make sure there are new contracts to experience. That's all we had, though, about starcitizen in this thing. Yeah, well, no, sorry, no, they didn't shut down. They shut their partner program down. Sorry. I actually personally think they got a bollocking and told to do it, because the way it was done, where it was just literally the next day gone with no forewarning, it was very unprofessional. And I kind of feel, as much as, you know, Raid's saying it isn't, I feel like it is more of a, there's some legal issues there. Otherwise, it should have been handled much more smoother than just, oh, you know, as of tomorrow, it won't exist. Because a lot of people relied on that. No, it's not that they decided on... I mean, they probably took action in some way to... You know, when I went into the impound, I knew that it wasn't going to be a long-term thing. I could kind of tell it was... Eventually, CIG would have to do something about it. But it was beneficial. So I just kind of... for me. So I just thought, you know what? I'll go for it. Winter Fox, thank you so much for the subscription, my friend. Beers and party, please. Thank you. Axis, welcome. Just add that to the number. Thank you, sir. Now, the team... Oh, hang on. Have I skipped ahead there? Bear with me. Oh, no. I'm in the wrong thing here. The team continued with early designs for crafting and refining, working through how crafted or upgraded items will interface with players' existing gear and protections such as insurance. And again, we haven't seen anything about the new refining process yet. Oh yeah, I'm not bothered, Blind. At the end of the day, as cool as it would be to go and play Squadron, I'm not, like, heartbroken that I'm not invited. I mean, at the end of the day, I understand why. If they invited me, I would certainly go. But, you know, I made my decision. I knew making that decision I would have to live with certain things. And that's just the way it goes. I don't live in regret about it. But I'm still overly excited that that there's something happening with Squadron in October. Like, that news itself, as much as I'm not going to be a part of it, in that sense, is exciting to me. So, that's my takeaway from it, you know. Fluffy, how you doing? Yeah, it's like a third-party ship sales place. Coffee. Wonko. No, coffee. Welcome, Wonko. Belastra, welcome. The environment tech is what will bring you back. I think it'll bring a lot of people back, because I'm hoping it'll be mind-blowing. What are we reading here? Online tech. Okay. Did I miss some stuff here? I did. No, I didn't. Okay, we've caught up with where we were up to. The online tech team also wrapped up several major initiatives, being Hex, Bootstrap, and Panic Switch tools. All of them sort of developer tools for various things, but they have been in the works for a good long time. And, you know, each month we hear about them just doing this and that to it and getting further ahead. They're now wrapping them up. Now, for the R&D team. I love this one. Yo, 14. At the end of the day, it was... it wasn't about how much you've spent on the game. It was about getting content creators in, probably as a marketing thing. It wasn't about rewarding, you know, high spending backers. It was just about marketing the game in a way that, you know, they can get reactions and so forth for their announcement, I guess. Now, for the R&D team, their month was split. So this is the month of July. Their month was split, covering two areas, being adding snow and expanding weather behaviors to the planet simulation and improving cloud rendering performance. For weather and snow, the developers implemented a time-of-day dependent local temperature model that will draw from planetary conditions such as elevation, humidity, wind, and broader climate properties. Rain is now driven by local temperature, precipitation probability, and planetary conditions to determine where and how much it rains or snows, and snow accumulation will interoperate with rain accumulation while rain runs stably over long periods of time, and mild precipitation without numerical precision issues, and snow will accumulate in a similar way. So basically, you know, weather right now is cool, but it's very much a mass that just kind of moves around based on the planetary winds. That's it. It doesn't determine when or how it should snow or rain. This is basically making it, it's a simulation. So when the conditions are met, as you would expect in the real world, you know, rain is caused by XYZ, snow is caused by XYZ, or, you know, based on the planetary conditions. It's determining when it should rain, how it should rain. It is also becoming localized. So it's not just this huge weather thing. It'll be based on various locations, like, you know, mountains will be snowy, mountain peaks will be snowy, whereas valleys will be rainy. Temperatures will change naturally throughout the day and the night, rather than it just being the same temperature everywhere. It also says additional weather work included a local precipitation and lightning probability model that is driven by local climate conditions, and an approximate cloud coverage calculation used to evaluate local temperature, precipitation, and lightning. And local temperature and snow amount are exposed in both the CPU and GPU weather queries, and terrain debug visualization was updated to render temperature and snow related attributes. So for lightning and storms and whatnot, it will, again, determine when a storm should happen based on the various environmental changes like cloud cover and temperature. So it will occur naturally. This simulation, this dynamic weather, is part of Genesis. It is another... So Genesis is the name, or the umbrella. You've got starcitizen, you've got PlanetTech version 5, which is essentially the visuals and the tech behind it. You've got weather, you've got the AI management system, which is like the ecosystems and what drives the AI to do what when. So when we do get Genesis, which, I mean, it might be 3, it might be 4.11, we don't know. That's the earliest it'll likely come. These will all be part of it, but whether we see anything beyond rain, snow, and lightning, and I suppose fog and wind, is yet to be seen. This sounds like they are taking what they already kind of have and turning it into a simulation that is based on the conditions of the planet, which even in itself will make being on the Genesis planets with all those visuals phenomenal, because you could see a storm happening in the distance, and it's happening because the conditions are making it so. Which will, again, be a big driving force into why you would want to build a house there, because the conditions are nice, or they're what you need. Anonymous, thank you so much for the gift sub there, much appreciated. Beers and Paddy, very, very kind of you. So yeah, that in itself is very exciting, and I would love to see more weather types come along when Genesis drops, but we just don't know yet. They want all types of weather, right? They want sandstorms, they want hurricanes, they want everything. And then with alien worlds, they want alien weather, but it's got to start with the basics. And I think what they're taking now is the basics and making it simulated. But I do hope when Genesis does drop that we have some other stuff, but I don't know. Yes, kind of, yeah, piecemeal, exactly. And yeah, it will change the difference. Like, you know, night and day temperatures will change. It'll feel more realistic. Broski, how you doing? Oh, I missed it. Sorry, mate. Oh, yeah, well, we're not necessarily going to get parachutes. We will get something, a sci-fi version. Whether we get parachutes is yet to be seen. They may bring them in as a kind of a fun novelty at some point, but we definitely need some form of, like, aerial insertion ability. Yeah, we've got lightning, haven't we, at the ASD facilities on Lazarus 1, at the Lazarus facilities on Pyro 1, but again, these are all static set pieces. The weather that we have on planets, it is planetary weather that literally flows and moves. You know, you've got rain and snow, like rain around most places, snow around Microtech. They move based on the wind. So the wind will push those clouds around and then they'll start raining, or they're already raining. But it's not systemically driven. It's not simulated based on the planet as much as... Well, maybe it is, but we only have, like, temperature, humidity, and wind on planets. We don't have all the other stuff that Genesis is bringing. Yeah, I've put that in my video, Blind. Everett, how you doing? Bit of tumbleweed rolling past. Genesis will F your 10-year-old computer. From what they've sort of said about Genesis when it drops, it will be difficult to start with, and then they will optimize. So for the initial drop, it'll be like everything will have to be turned down. It'll be like you'll just need a super computer, I'd expect. But then as they continue to optimize, they will find wins. It's you know, this more modern tech is potentially going to be better optimized than their previous tech. But when you've got things like grass and the level of detail that's required for these, you know, planetary assets, I think it's more likely going to be... I mean, it will be very CPU intensive, but much more GPU intensive compared to Planet Tech version 4. Not saying that the GPU will be needed more than the CPU, just these new planets will certainly utilize the GPU massively. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Usually when new tech comes out, it doesn't just make things look better, it'll be more optimized. Yeah, it will certainly allow them to optimize further ahead, won't it? That's the thing. It'll probably start off laggy, buggy, problematic, and then they will optimize and it'll get there. Now, for the temporal mode for clouds and gas clouds, this saw further progress to get it ready for release. The team also improved quality when viewing a planet from far orbit and optimized guide storage. Not sure what guide storage is. Someone might know, though. Do let me know. Plus, ongoing work is targeting the stability of the upsampled image under little or no motion, sharpness of results, and the removal of transmittance halos. So this is referring to the improvement and polish of clouds, both planetary clouds and gas clouds, meaning that their rendering is being improved. There will be sharper visuals, better orbital views, and just fewer graphical artifacting, which is, if you have it on anything but photo mode, even very high, it can artifact a little bit. But, you know, we all want it on photo mode, but that requires a lot of pushing. Now, AI content team, they worked on the Instance Reco and Siege of Orison. They also pushed forward on other initiatives and supported a performance capture shoot to provide additional content for upcoming releases. The AI features and tech team, they enhanced the flight 2 behavior, and now heavy fighter NPCs have distinct flight behavior parameters to ensure that they can strafe more quickly, as it was a bit too slow before. And for creatures, there's been so much work on creatures, mostly like fixing and refining what we have. But work has begun on an initial animation for a new creature and its variants. Don't know what it is. We can see from the list of, you know, what they want for 1.0. They've done kind of like an idea of all the different creatures they want. Maybe there's like 20 different creatures with 10 variants of each or 5 variants of each. But this could be anything. I'm hoping to see the Whip Crab of Pyro or the Boreal Stalker of Microtech and other places, but there's no clues yet. Come on, CIG, just tell us. Martel, welcome. Doyler, welcome. I hope Genesis works well, but they struggle to make ships and missions work. So how will they handle an entire planet? Well, firstly, it isn't a completely different team working on things. And ships eventually do work. Missions eventually, well, they very rarely work a lot of the time. But yeah, I hope so too. I hope that when it comes in, and I'm kind of expecting when it first drops, that it will have a lot of problems. But on the PTU and whenever else, it'll get fixed up and eventually be, you know, performance friendly and so forth. It is always an up and a down sort of roller coaster, isn't it? When you see this new stuff comes in, it's a problem, sentiment drops, slowly gets fixed, and then it eventually gets there. I'm hoping that with this new initiative of just fixing things and not putting problems on top of problems, we should start seeing things be less of a big problem when it comes in. But anything new, especially tech, it's going to have its bugs, and it's going to need to be fixed and optimized. So, as much as it will probably be a bit of a mess to start with, it's what it gives to the game in the long run that I'm excited for. Of course, if it comes in 4.10 or 4.11 and it's unplayable, I will be absolutely disappointed. But I'm hoping it won't. I could walk out and get hit by a bus, but I hope I don't, you know. That's kind of where I go with that one. Yeah, the real stalker while I'm camping. Now, for the Valakar, they can now target players correctly, with the team fixing an issue with the creatures failing to hear while underground, and a bug causing the irradiated variant to not immediately emerge was fixed. The juvenile Sentry Valakar will now prefer to avoid close combat, and if the player enters a melee range, it won't try to bite, it'll retreat and submerge underground until the player moves away. Facemaker Nexus, how you doing? No, I get that, broski. I get it, mate. And I feel it too, you know? I feel it too, where things come out and it's broken, things that have been out for a long while are broken. All that I can kind of go off is what they are doing right now, which is... And it feels a little different to when they've said these kinds of things before, where they are fixing what we are dealing with and not just putting crap on top of crap, right? They are taking the top priority issues and fixing the root causes. They're not just band-aiding. They are fixing the root causes. And I'm sure, you know, most people when they hear this are like, oh, I've heard all this before, blah, 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 and I get it. If that's how you're feeling or you're reacting to it, it's definitely time to take a break, right? To step away if it's just every time someone says something, it's frustrating, you know, because you don't believe it or you've seen it all before or whatever. And then keep checking in to see if it is at the place where you want it to be. But I am hopeful, as always, that they will fix these issues and keep pushing forwards. But for me, and this has always been my approach and my sort of sentiment towards the alpha, is that I'm not here for the alpha. I enjoy playing it, absolutely, especially when it's working. But I'm not here for that. I'm here for the finished product. So reading about these things, I get excited for, because I know one day we're going to be playing that. It might not be in 4.11, it might not be this year, it might not be next year, but it'll get there. And I actually suspect it'll be this year, you know? So it is all just about perspective, and how burnt out you are and whatnot. There's so much to it, and everyone's entitled to their opinion and their feelings, of course. But yeah, for me, it is... If it comes out broken, yes, I feel that disappointment because I want to play it. I won't spit my dummy out and go on a rampage. I will just wait till it gets fixed and then play it, because I'm here for the finished product. Yeah, wait for 1.0. If you don't want to play it with any bugs or problems, wait for 1.0. There are going to be bugs and problems. Yes, it's gotten to the point now where it's slowly become, you know, 4.9 or 4.8 was getting to the point of unplayable for many, and they've adjusted their approach. So hopefully that will no longer be the case. But no, I get it. You know, I get because I also feel it, right? There's no two ways about it. I feel it just as much as anyone, probably more than a lot of people because of how invested I am in it. But the alpha is the alpha. It's going to be problematic. Deplorable, thank you so much for the 19 months. Duke Star, welcome. Beers and patty, please. A lot of these issues require other systems to fix them that are not ready for the game yet. Yes, 100%. There's a lot of, a lot of people complaining about server stability and that kind of side of things. Yeah, it's a problem, but that's what dynamic meshing is going to help resolve, and that's what all this work they're doing on the server infrastructure and whatnot is going to resolve. They're not unaware of it. It's kind of like going back to the Siege of Orison stream, saying that, that I see a lot of comments of they're so unaware that their game is broken, and it's like that stream alone tells you that they're not unaware that their game is broken. That's why they're not playing their game. They're playing an offline version of it because they know it wouldn't work otherwise. That's kind of what they're doing, Sean. So you don't suddenly shut down production because of certain areas, because there's other areas that would be left redundant, right? You have a team of 1,000+ people. Maybe, let's say, for example, 50% of the game is broken. 50% of the workforce needs to focus on fixing that. The other 50 need to just drop tools. What do? You fire them? You pay them regardless? It doesn't make sense. What they do, and they've done this from the beginning, is shift focus based on what we're experiencing, what priorities need to be built. They are aware of what's going on. They know, they're building these systems that will stop a lot of the problems from happening, but there are certain things that are definitely being layered on top of other problems. And so this initiative is is answering that question, right? These problems have been around for years. You're right. We're going to fix them. That's kind of what they've said. Whether you believe it or not is, of course, up to you. It's a lot of people understandably won't, because they've said it before about certain things and nothing has changed. So, well, it has changed. They have progressed, and they've, for me, they've ticked the boxes that I needed to see. Yes, more would have been better, but I've seen the progress and I've played the progress and it's getting there. But that is an individual approach. Some people will just be like, I don't want to touch it until this is fixed. And that's absolutely fine as well. It's not that they're unaware, they're getting on with it, Vile, welcome. Crumb, welcome. Good day, Rum. Yeah, 1.0 will probably have bugs. Most games these days have bugs. It's about the severity of the bugs and prioritizing those, isn't it? You feel that many can just understand this is an in-development game. It's frustrating seeing people dog the game to crap, and most of this stuff will not be what you are playing right now. I've tried telling my own friends. Yeah, it's difficult to convey because people are very much, face value. Yo, Baker. And I think they just get so burnt out and pissed off with it, which I get, that they then just go on a rant about it. But from, I day in, day out, I read what they say, and like others, and for me, I'm fine. I'm fine with what they're saying. I know their intention. I know there's still a lot of underlying systems that need to come in before other stuff can actually work. And I just enjoy the day-to-day of playing and hanging out with people. That said, it does get enormously frustrating when things don't work and you're trying to do something. I like for example, for someone as just a general backer, playing the game doesn't work, frustrated, annoying. For me, which is, through my own doing, because it is my job, if things don't work and I can't make content, I don't get money. I can't live. So it's kind of, I feel like there is a lot more riding for me in a way. Not that I'm above anyone else by any means, but that pressure is always there. But I feel like the way I approach it is, if it's working, I play it. If it isn't, I don't, and I just talk about what's to come, and I get excited about what's to come, as I've always done. But obviously everyone is different. Some people like that stuff, some people don't. And that's why you see the ebb and the flow of viewership and interest and so forth. And I feel that as I'm, you know, sometimes I'm more interested in playing when it's broken. I don't want to. I do something else. Yo, Donkey. Big Welshmat, welcome. Shane, how you doing? Yeah, you know, they're well aware that their code and their infrastructure has a lot of flaws and problems and a lot of tech debt, and as they've stated, that's something they need to really get on top of, which they are doing, right? That's well, from what we've been told, that's what they're doing. Lead Source, thank you for the Prime sub. 07, welcome. Nemathon, how you doing? You did salvage with a moth, cargo, and A2 and rock mining, and sure, I have experienced some bugs, but mostly I experienced fun. Having fun in a game that is still in development, that is nice to have. Yeah, and, you know, I've said this before as well, is I've had the most fun, the most incredible gaming experiences in Star Citizen beyond any other game. No other game for me comes close to what I've experienced in Star Citizen, and considering that they're not even finished or released a product yet, that tells me that I should stick with it. Now, of course, that's just my experience. Everyone's different, but I see a lot of other people saying the similar thing. So to me, it's worth sticking to it. And the reason why it is the best experience for myself is because it's a complex game that requires a lot of complex tech to even make it possible or even plausible, which is why it's taking so long. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay that think this will take time, because that's what I want. Everyone's in a different situation. People are different ages. They have, you know, things going on in their life. So, of course, that is going to hit differently for everyone. Gonji, how you doing? Yeah, it's buggy, welcome, Calpin, even when playing on a local server. But yeah, all we can do is hear what they say. Take it as you see it, which is either you believe them, you don't believe them, you don't care, you know, whatever. Rakona, thank you, my friend. And then, you know, based on that feeling and that sentiment, you either play it or you don't, or you watch the videos or you don't, or you hang out in stream chats or you don't. It's entirely up to each individual. Yeah, Elliot's always toxic. Karif, and welcome. That's it. A lot of it is banter. A lot of the communication between themselves while they're playing is definitely banter. British banter. That's why we like to call each other CUNTs. It's a sign of affection. Vega, welcome. When do you think they will release the giant sandworm? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. I think we will likely see it at Hathor this year. But I don't know if it's going to be a part of Genesis. When Genesis comes along, which should be this year, are we going to see the sandworm found on Nyx 1? Maybe not. Depends on lore and whether it has that kind of biome, which I would expect it to, but whether the lore makes it appropriate. But I think as kind of like a creature, maybe roaming Daymar and Monox, or maybe just localized to places like the Hathor sites. It should be, I would say, this year, because there's a lot of stuff that, I mean, we'll speak about it in a second, to be fair, but there's a lot of work going on for it continuously, aren't there? Yeah, see you next Tuesday. When I used to work in a shoe shop, I used to work on a Tuesday, and I would always say that. Ha! Hey! I believe in their best sentiment. That's why Oh, you believe in their best sentiment. That's why I keep playing, even when the player base is screaming that the game is unplayable. I would just love to see some progress on some of the major server issues like desync. Yeah, well, that's kind of literally what we're talking about, or what we've been speaking about in this monthly report, is progress on... And again, it's all written, right? This is the thing that I think a lot of people understandably wait for, is see it to believe it. I mean, with AI these days, those guys are going to be effed. But it's... I get that, you know. They've been talking about server meshing for a lot of years. A lot of time, it's see it to believe it. But we got static. That worked. That did what they said it would. Dynamic is being worked on now. They've just spoken about in the monthly report about working on getting it so that it can dynamically spool up and shut down servers. So the progress is happening. But it is all on paper. It isn't in our hands, which I think for a lot of people are just like, well, I don't believe until I see it. Mickle, welcome. Bright Valley, welcome. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're naive to believe in what they say, but I'm not. I've been following this project from the very beginning. I've seen the ups and the downs. I've seen the devs experience the ups and the downs. I believe in them. I believe of their intention and their sentiment, as you say. I don't think they're lying. I think it's a struggle. But hopefully, with this new initiative that they've taken up, things will start to smooth out across the board, right? As well as the server stuff getting sorted and fixed, and all of this other back-end tech that can't really come along, and which can't, the game can't really progress until that foundation is there anyway. You're using the alpha to test the game for you. Different loops, what to do on release, and how things work. If one thing is broken in the patch, I go do something else. Yeah, that's often the case. I know in certain circumstances, especially when it's like logging in issues or ASOP issues or hanger issues, it kind of stops any form of gameplay. But it is often the case that because StarCitizen actually has a lot of content and a lot of gameplay, if you can do one thing and it's broken, you go do something else and it's fine. And that's kind of the best approach. Sort of trying to force something to work when it's broken isn't going to work. I know it's frustrating because you want to play that specifically and you've jumped on specifically to play that, but sometimes it is easy, it is better to just shift gears, or again, just come back another time, I believe there was a fix for Klesher and Armor, wasn't there, in the 4.10 build? Yeah, we've seen the progress from start to now. They've proven to me that they're doing what they say they're doing. It just takes time and effort. They're not lying. It's just ad. And then things shift, priorities shift. It's not that they're stopping making the game. No, Star Citizen Live wasn't bad. It wasn't, it was, I didn't want to watch it because it was a bit dull. And I've seen Siege of Orison. But it would be bad if they played it on and experienced what we're experiencing. I don't think anyone here would have done that, knowing that Siege of Orison is in a bad place on the PTU, or is difficult on the PTU based on bugs, desync, stability, and so forth. Anyone here who would be presenting that would have done it offline, but it was more of a. It kind of didn't. I think there was a comment I saw of someone saying they should have done it earlier, back when it was being sort of promoted and stuff. And in a way, I agree with that because it was a bit more hyped then. By now, we're all a bit like, we've kind of seen it, and it's a bit dull now. And then, of course, the fact that it was offline made it feel like it was them and us again, which a lot of people seem to think. But why would they present it? Like, they're trying to show us what Siege of Orison is, not show us what we already know we're experiencing. Anyway, for the non-sentry juvenile Valakar, so you've got sentry and you've got non-sentry. They're like the different types, the different behavior types. The non-sentries will bite once and then avoid the player by submerging and repositioning, and then they will come back up again and start spitting. The adult sentry Valakar is not afraid of the player. In close combat, it will bite without retreating, although the bite attack does occur less often than the spit attack. But the non-sentry adult will bite and spit. And once the player inflicts enough damage on the non-sentry adult Valakar, it will enter a triggered state, chasing and biting the player relentlessly. That's going to be a fun one when it comes to the wider world. Do I think they will crack the 2 million funding this year? Oh, I don't know. I don't keep up to date with how much they've earned each year. What are they actually at this moment? I know the agenda. No, there's no agenda. There's no. Oh, you mean from them? Do you think they're in over their heads with this project? No. I think a lot of it could just be personal stuff, right? There's not necessarily an agenda to stay positive. You see, Jared is very much cut and dry with it. He's very truthful of how the experience that is going on. There could be any number of reasons why the devs on the stream may have appeared to you burnt out. I don't know, because I haven't watched it. It could be a number of things. It could just be something going on in their personal life. It could just be that they're sick of playing Siege of Orison. It could be that they understood, that they knew it wasn't going to go down too well, or whatever. There's too much variables in putting an opinion together on how that, to look at a stream and be like, oh, those mission devs seem burned out. They're probably in over their heads with this. You can't really jump to that conclusion there. They know what they need to do. They all know their jobs. There could be a number of reasons why they may feel a little deflated. Can't wait for the worm to bite your off-grid ass. Yeah, absolutely. Be chasing me. You have to protect me from it, though. Tempathy, welcome. My only gripe with the stream was the amount of enemies getting scoped but not shot. Made me feel really good about my meager sniping skills. What, were they actually not that good? Squadron 42 confirmed. What's this? A Jeff Zanelli tweet. Let's have a look. Oh, no, wrong one. I think Jeff almost leaked the date yesterday. He's since deleted his tweet. He really can't take waiting anymore. So the tweet was from PC Gamer that said, what happens after GTA 6? And Jeff Zinelli went, Squadron 42, as a reply. To be fair, that could be 2030. It doesn't necessarily mean it's coming, December, but you never know. Could be 2090. No, it certainly looks like, and if he's deleted it since, it goes to show that Squadron is not intended to release before. But yeah, kind of interesting, of course. The look on my face. If I'm sat in the Cyclone, there won't be any face. They played on best offline conditions and didn't manage to beat their own content. No, they weren't really good. Fair, yeah, I mean, it goes to show there's some competition there when the actual AI are working as they should. I wonder when we start getting actual performance like that and AI are just like, flip, this is hard. They will probably have to be rebalanced again. Now, the animation team continued to work on the Apex Valakar and its gameplay alongside... and its gameplay attacks alongside creating new enter and exit animations for a new vehicle. So another new enter and exit, which was, we've just seen a new enter and exit animation come along as well, which is crazy. Entwil, oh my goodness! Entwil, thank you so much for the 15 gift subs. That is very, very kind of you, my friend. Beers and party, please. Oh yeah, get some of those out there. And thank you, Gonji, for the cheer. Yes, it wasn't offline, was it? It was still running on their servers. It was just a private instance, I guess. Which is why, as you say, they ran into issues. You just watched my monthly report. Oh, for the ships. As far as the lib, knowing you prefer that nomadic starcitizen style, do you plan to still find a planetside location or something out in space? Planetside. Yeah, I love planetside living more so than living in space. Personally, anyway, that's just, I love planets, forests, storms, weather, and creatures. What do you think about the obvious tension on the latest live stream with Ollie? I don't know. I spoke about this earlier on, about how I felt it was unsupportive of Jared with how Ollie was clearly asking for help and didn't get any. But we don't know what happened beforehand. It could have been a number of things. It could have just been the reaction to how the stream was going. But again, it's all speculative because we don't know. We don't have the full story. We just see a snippet of what's going on, and we have no idea what went on beforehand or during outside of what we saw. Castro, how you doing? Canadian Grumpy Gorilla, welcome. To those who complain about the state of Star Citizen, we all need to step back and realize that not only are we seeing how the sausage is made, but we are helping make the sausage. Yes, and it's also like what they're doing to make the sausage is actually very impressive and not done before. So it's kind of, you know, I give them a little leeway more than others because it's like I can see how hard this stuff is. Yeah, Ollie's obviously going to have to take time to get used to being in that work environment, streaming to people who are not just his community. It's a difficult thing to do. The face the dev made when Lando was talking about the game working. No, I didn't see it. Yeah, there are some big personalities in there, absolutely. Just figured they were all pissing about getting their asses kicked by NPCs. Well, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we've all done it, right? Where, maybe not everyone, but when you're playing on your own, you're in the zone, you know, you've got COD eye, as my brother used to call it, where you can just see every enemy and take them out. The minute you hit record or stream, it all goes to crap. These guys are streaming. They might not be the best players, but either way, it goes to show it was quite a challenge. You can't be bothered by an issue that much if you are unwilling to help bring attention to get it fixed. Honestly, I don't take people's complaints about bugs and issues if they don't do issue council reports. Well, yeah, you know, if you want to get something fixed, report it or make a point about it. Thank you, Rakona. Now for... oh, this is interesting. The character art team, they polished the upcoming super heavy armor. Was that Gonja's cheer from, like, a few minutes ago? That was delayed. Thank you, Gonji, by the way. They also supported the creation of loadouts. They are currently progressing with new armor sets and mission reward items for later in the year. Now, for me, I'm not completely certain here, but the creation of loadouts from the character art team could be in regards to weapon lockers. Oh, sorry, suit lockers. I can't imagine it's to do with, like, NPC loadouts, because that would be, well, I don't know, that would be like the mission team or the AI team. For me, it sounds more like this is referring to how a player will set up a loadout, create a loadout in their suit locker, and then when they click on that, you swap out everything you have on for everything in that creation. I'm thinking it's that, but I don't know for certain. We're not entitled to know what happened there before, during, or after the show. Whatever the reason, Jared is experienced enough to not put Ollie in at that position. That's 100% on Jared. Yeah, I kind of agree. And again, we are not. This is a big. The first statement you said there is important. We are not entitled to know what happened before, during, or after. Obviously, people are free to make their opinions, but unless you see exactly what dynamics are going on there, it is of nobody's business. And so it's not for us to necessarily, you know, pick out, because it's all speculation. And we're talking about people. We're not talking about objects. We're talking about real people with real lives. And, there's definitely a disconnection between certain gaming communities, including our own, and the way that they are intentionally rude and hurtful and spiteful to other real people, like developers. And that's just an immaturity on their side. I kind of digress there. Yes, I agree. It should be challenging. I know, like I've played through Siege a couple of times now, and it is challenging. I'm not the best though. Some people can absolutely, do it solo. I'm not one of those people. I can get so far solo, and then I have to respawn and come back in again. And whether I could push my way through it completely on my own, probably, but I wouldn't really have a lot of fun doing it because it would feel too. It would just feel a bit overwhelming and boring, rinse repeat, But it definitely needs to be challenging. It shouldn't be something that should be soloable. It should be something that's tailored for 4 people, but yeah. Right. Well, that's what I mean, Donkey, about just being rude and, spiteful. There is no need to call someone an ass at all. It's regardless of what happened, mistakes will be made and hopefully rectified. Sad, unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish. Oh, I see. You're thanking Entwil for the subscription. Thank you, Entwil. And welcome, Sad. Now, the economy team, they said that Chorlers Beach and Ashland commodity runs have landed well with the community, and the economy team is looking forward to introducing more opportunities in the future that result in similar emergent gameplay. Now, personally, as much as these kinds of things are cool, because they add a lot of fun content for people to take part in, that it kind of creates a lot of, PvP content, which is exciting for those who want it. There is a way of, if you get lucky, getting some good payouts there and getting out of there. And it'll be cool to see more in the future. But for me personally, I am looking forward to when the economy can handle this stuff naturally by the supply and demand of stuff, of certain systems and areas, rather than it being sort of artificially triggered. Not to say that we shouldn't have artificial triggering. That is absolutely something that can, a bit like instancing, it can create some really interesting content and gameplay. But it'll be more interesting when these sorts of things happen. What's the term? Naturally, I suppose. With it based on economic situations. Dreb, thank you for the subscription, my friend. Much appreciated. Oh, is that automatic, is it? Ah, it defaults to their native language. Okay. Organically. Thank you, 10. That's what I was trying to get to. Yep. Siege of Orison has changed. From what it was to what it is now. There is no denying it, but it still has its fun place. And I do still hope that they will increase the player count, but we'll see. The economy team also worked hard, it says, on missions and commodity balance. There's a long way to go for the economy team, not to mention just getting the actual economy systemic. But trying to get it all balanced first as well is a big part of that, because then when the system takes over, it needs to be accurate. Gene, welcome. Right, tech animation stuff worked on DNA head pipelines that drives every character facing a verse. There's not really much I want to speak about there. New meshes for the new creature family progressed and are now ready for playtesting, while a weak spot implementation moved forward with the Apex Sandvalika. That's the one that we're going to see at Daymar and Monarchs. Significant R&D went into cloth throughout July, including new tools for proximal face constraints and per vortex goal weight painting that will basically let fabric react more naturally to a character's movement. Was there much else to mention here? Oh yeah, work continued on a game-wide usable refactor, which covers door panels, buttons, railings, grip fixes for one-handed carryable props, as we've all seen, I'm sure, with weird, things going on. And new rigging for collectible items, and a fully interactable arcade joystick. Now, it says altogether, these efforts reflect the team's ongoing focus on making every character, creature, and object in Star Citizen feel tactile and alive. Now, something they mentioned a long, long while ago. It was sometime around maybe when Lorville was first brought in, because I remember walking around Lorville after they'd said it. It might have been sometime after Lorville, but I know they'd said it and I was walking around Lorville. They said something about having to replace all the props with physical props, or just get rid of the ones that aren't physical, because having some that are and some that aren't, like if you walk around your hab, you've got a coffee machine, a coffee that's interactable, but other stuff isn't. It's just confusing, and not being able to reach out and grab stuff when other things you can, you're going to walk around and not know what is lootable. So that's been kind of an ongoing process with props for a long while. I don't know if it's probably been stop-started, I don't know, but one other long thing that's been going on, which we saw at CitizenCon many years ago, maybe 2023, I can't remember now, but it was about physical, the character's hands physically reaching out and pressing buttons and flicking switches. I remember someone on Twitter who was just, every tweet they made was about how characters should be pressing buttons and things. And it's like, they'd already mentioned that they're planning to do it, but he still continued to tweet it. Anyway, this is something we saw quite a bit, and obviously the chances are it's going into Squadron first. It's all being done for Squadron, where you see, and we've seen it in the trailers and the gameplay for Squadron, where there might be a button panel for a door, or a light switch, or an elevator. Your character hits the button, he punches the button, he taps the button. Switches in your cockpit, your character will reach out and flick those switches as you hit the buttons. Jedi, how you doing? That is all something that's being worked on. Message of the day: we are currently working on further fixes and updates for 4.10 with the goal of having a potential new PTU update later today. Thank you, Zol. So, new PTU again today. More fixes. At the moment, it's mostly fixes and a bit of balancing here and there, which is very cool. Deacon, thank you, my friend. Beers and party, please. Look at that. 357 gift subs. What's that, Wonko? Was that an email or something that didn't work? But one thing to take away from this... monthly report at that point where it says a fully interactable arcade joystick prop. To me, that sounds like these arcade machines are going to start being playable soon. So that we can go up to like Hyper Vanguard Force and actually play it. And eventually... Oh, did Stream Deck dab. And hopefully, at some point, purchase those arcade machines, put them in our hangars, put them in our habs, and whatever. That is going to be cool. But yeah, I thought that was quite an interesting one. So yeah, no idea when we're getting all this physicality. It's obviously work going on for Squadron, so it'll come to us when, I guess, the time is right. But yeah, that's basically it. That was the monthly report. I've got a video of that coming out tonight, running through that and more. There's certain bits I've missed off that weren't as exciting, but, I didn't want to spend too much time on stream talking about it. As soon as the arcades in Space Malls open up, I'm totally going to be hanging out there all the time. What, setting high scores? Definitely. 2 for 9. Thank you so much for your sub, my friend. That should get you the box now, shouldn't it? I believe. Much appreciated. Joysticks for the back of the storm walls. Yeah, so you can guide them. Anyway, let me get a coffee and jump in and do some off-gridding. So many games have touted having effective economies. Yes, it's like anything in other games, isn't it? A lot of games boast about certain things like AI and all these other things, but none of them really deliver like that. Leet, how you doing? All right, we're going in. Let me get a coffee, though. Yes, the Galaxy is... Well, it's as confirmed as it can be. IAE is when the Galaxy is intended to come. Whether it does or not is obviously yet to be seen, but from what I understand, it's on track. Bring you one, Deacon. Sure thing. APOC, do you want a coffee? Bring it in. Alright, send me a what to call it. I assume Tony's friend list is not completely balked. You want to land on a storm wall and mine it? They promised. They, yeah, barnacles or something we might be able to get. I don't know if it's going to be like a conservational thing, getting barnacles off of storm walls, but killing them is obviously against the rules. Or if even getting barnacles is going to be a bad thing. Oh, they all are they? Great. Let me try and send... Oh no, we are friends on it. I don't know if you're able to see that. But I'll wait for a party invite. So server 010 is balked. Okay. Hopefully we're not on that one. Good morning, Mohawk. How you doing? Low power mode for salvaging beams to scrape barnacles off. What's low power mode? Yes, I think that should happen. The whole fleet, the whole UEE fleet shows up if you kill a storm wall. I will note today we finally have the YouTube stream back up and running normally. When we had that switcheroo with Razor taking over, it effed up OBS and the connection to YouTube, and then we finally got it back, and I had 2 YouTubes ticked up because when I tried to tick one off, it would tick them both off. So then I ended up having to just leave them both on, and you know, streamed 2 YouTube streams at the same time, which was ridiculous. And then this morning I went and I, you know, loaded up OBS, turned off one of them, and it was fine. It all worked fine. Discord. What about Discord? Thank you, APOC. Oh, voice. Do you mean jump in voice? Okay, hang on. Where are you? Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Got some issues with that bloody friend flight.
Oh no. You're not able to see me at all.
No, I tried sending you a friend request, but you're not getting it.
Should I create the party?
If you can see me.
Yeah, I can see you.
Oh yeah. Do that.
Okay, I don't see APOC though.
Yeah, exactly. That's.
All right, invite sent to you. Is APOC in game?
Oh,
right now?
it's because I'm friending Ryan. What am I doing?
What, Doyle? Yeah, sorry, APOC. We're jumping in now, mate.
Join on Dendra. If you got him.
Yeah, I've got Dendra. I'll wait for APOC to get in and send him a party invite. Yo, Sun Devil, how you doing? But no, I really, really enjoyed that monthly report. It felt different. It felt like, it felt more like polishing, which is a bit silly to say because we still have a lot of, you know, core tech to come. Bob, thank you, my friend. Beers and buddy, please. But it did feel like there was a lot of just, you know, polishing going on and improving, or just fixing more than anything. Like the way I see it, they're pulling up the weeds. I don't see him. You see him in the friends list?
Are you in game yet, Abel?
Nope.
Fuck.
Oh, you're in Discord. Hello, mate.
Hello.
The weather stuff was the coolest. Yeah, that was fun.
By the way, Ryan, I locked out beside you next time, but I had to go to Tressler to empty the cuddy.
Yeah, because we were at the trade meet, weren't we? Whereabouts are we then? Are we
You're on Cleo, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm on Tressler.
Where should I go to then? Should I just come to Tressler and then... Yeah.
Yeah, we'll hop in the cuddy and let APOC take us.
Take us to the place.
Where do you think I am?
You're probably in Nyx or something.
I am, yes.
On your off-grid character?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because
The-
we
the
came
last
through,
time-
didn't we?
Yeah. The last time I was on the off-grid character, we were doing the QB station stuff.
Pope.
Okay, so Ryan, you come to Tressler. We will meet APOC on location.
Okay. Should I wait for you to get on into the...
I'm on Dendra server now.
I'm online now.
Oh, I'm not seeing your thing.
Remember, I'm on off-grid. Oh, well,
Yeah.
you're probably gonna... Okay.
I should still see it because we are friends on there. Craig.
We are, but I logged in after you, so it doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Should I join in and then... You just join us. You'll join us in the server and then we can find a way of partying in game.
Yeah, I see you, so I can join on you and we can all head to the same location.
Alright, jumping in. You've been playing for 2 weeks? You love the game, Boar. What have you been doing then? How have you found it? Glad to hear that you are enjoying it, though. Silly friendless Dendra. You kept APOC's brain hostage with a Star Citizen screenshot conundrum, which we all know you can't resist. You did that on purpose. Yeah, welcome to the verse, Boar. If you've got any questions, mate, ask away. Because if I can't answer, APOC can. Or others may be able to as well. You hope they use the EVA... I doubt they will use a already established economic game model. They will definitely create their own bespoke one, but probably using very similar, aspects of other models, I would expect, because I can't imagine there is that much diversity between these models when, an economy does what it's supposed to do. But that might be a little naive of me to say. You guys hearing me on party chat? Well,
Yeah.
just you, because I don't think he's in our party yet. Hang on, let me see if I can invite him. Yeah. Let me know when you're in our server, APOC, and I'll send you a friend request, a party invite.
Joining on you now.
Copy. Whereabouts am I flying to? Tressler.
Tressler.
You feeling all right? Jesus, what is going on? My ship is in a real state. What did you do to my ship before I logged out?
I didn't do anything.
Who did? Spill the beans.
Did you pee in the cockpit? It looks like it.
Something's happened, hasn't it?
Everything's short circuits.
We are not in a good way. Oh, actually, I think I remember coming down and landing, or splatting down. Because the ping doesn't work in this ship, does it? So I can't actually see. I can't ping to see where the surface of the planet is. And I remember coming down and just going, wham! Thankfully, we didn't die, though. We all know he did something, though. Yeah, this is just what Drake ships look like. You've tried a little bit of everything, mostly just bunker stuff. Dogfighting is fun, but it takes skill. Yeah, and there's at the end of the day, there is still a lot of changes coming into the whole flight combat arena area. So enjoy the practice, but don't get too worried about, you know, getting too good just yet. This is the cutter.
I actually flew through microtech on the way over to Port Tressler today, but the ship didn't break, so that wasn't why the Aethris broke the last time. Strange.
You hear me on this comms button?
What's that? Still
I
Discord?
still heard you through Discord.
Yeah, I think it's my Discord button. I'm just making sure it's actually functioning.
Ah.
Where are you? There you are. Get repaired when I get there, I think, because we are not looking good. We've got 1.7 mil. Nearly 1.8 because we sold 3 fancy quantum drives to City. Not to a City, to a member of the SM Board.
So we need at least 7 million more.
Yeah. We'll get there. Hopefully get a
Yep,
bit
yep,
more
yep.
today. Echo Cipher. In an Apollo by the looks
I'll
of
get
things.
there.
We've got
We're not in a
Stroll.
rush.
Yep. Yeah, no, I like the verticality.
Doesn't sound
of
too
it.
well good in your ship there.
Yeah, something's gone wrong. As I say, I think I came in and didn't really see where the terrain was and hit it hard.
Yeah. Might need a repair.
Yeah, I'm gonna. It wasn't the best option. Everything is just sparking around me. So, 1.4.
Do we have any lamp updates in the 410 epoch?
Not that I've seen.
I need food and drink as well. See what tonight's patch brings. Hopefully, some more of that. That would be good.
Yeah, we need a lot more ships, please.
Yeah.
With lamp.
Still somewhat sparky. Oh. Alright, I'm coming to your hangar, Tony.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me get APOC invited.
I'll meet you guys in Pyro.
Roger. Alright, party invite coming in APOC. Lamp is so niche. What do you mean? $29.56, I think you'll find, Rum. Come on, mate, get it right. Yeah, we certainly need everything's just done by AI. Oh, we're saying that in the starcitizen verse, maybe not. Let me try and find a way of. Come on, let me get on the ship first. I'm a coming. Just sitting and waiting at it.
Oh, my void broke. Do you want to do the flying or do you want to be chatting?
Where are we going?
Pyro.
You do the flying. Orcafield, how you doing? Speaking of ladders, I still want ladder interaction to be a button instead of an auto grab. Yeah, I kind of feel like that would be better. We don't want to be...
I didn't catch that.
Oh, you do
Me?
the flying, mate, yeah. I'll sit in the co-pilot and get some cool shots. We, like, when you think about it, in a game where death matters, you don't want to be getting into a situation where you end up dying because of a fiddly, dodgy interaction with a ladder. That's alright for your offline games, you know, single-player campaigns and things, but for a game like Star Citizen where intention is important, I feel like a button would be probably better. A bit like we have for something like the... Well, actually, maybe not, because that locks you into an animation. And the problem with getting locked into an animation is actually worse, because you can't get out of it. Whereas the way that we interact with ladders now, you're able to jump off immediately. Maybe a mixture of the two would be good, but I don't know how that would work, because the minute you click a button, you're locked in for the duration of time that the animation plays of you getting on the ladder. Complicated one, isn't it? Flip,
That was kind of the whole point with the new ladder tech, but I think the final edition is waiting for Genesis.
Well, I don't think ladders are technically be affected by Genesis, but scaling and maybe jumping on certain things like rocks and natural things and climbing might be a part of that at some point.
Yeah, plus the alignment, right?
Okay, doing good. Having it here. Yes, they do need to be less sticky. I think that's the problem. And it may, you know, there's a lot of work gone into ladders, which we have seen where, you know, the angle of approach was narrower. It wasn't as, you know, you could just back up to it and then suddenly you spin around on it. Not that actually happened, but yeah, walking past the Starfarer one for years would be like, yoink, nope, yoink. And ladders in themselves are annoying with
QT.
when you... Here we go again. Where when you get off a ladder, your character immediately sort of jumps back on and off and on and off. That's kind of annoying. Yo, Jason, Genesis is life from lifelessness. Very poetic. Back in the day, you could trip up down the stairs in Star Citizen and get knocked out. Yep, yeah, that was quite fun. Especially when you when it was windy and you would come out of like a...
What the heck is going on?
Is it just not having it? Come out of an outpost and get blown over and then...
Doesn't want to jump at all. No.
Might be worth trying to jump to just a random spot, maybe. The Asgard ladders. Yeah, it's a complex situation. It's not like, ideally, the more natural interaction of, I suppose, sticky ladders, for use of a better word, is more beneficial.
Good old reboot.
In giving more freedom to movement and whatnot, and not locking you into an animation, which would be worse than, you know, oh, I've committed already, because people will just wait for you to start climbing, like to press the animation and then start shooting you. But at the same time, there needs to be a bit more refinement where you can't just immediately get sucked onto a ladder anytime you're in any close proximity. That's why shenanigans, because I feel like anything that gets you locked into an animation in a multiplayer online game where you want to be able to cancel it immediately. Like if I start climbing a ladder and start getting shot, I can immediately break off and go running away. If I have committed to climbing into a ladder or climbing onto a ladder, I have to wait for that animation to finish before I'm then on the ladder. Not that it's a great difference in time, but even a tiny, you know, few seconds or even milliseconds can be the difference between getting put down and managing to get to cover. I in a way, especially with games like Armor, you've got...
Where's my coffee, you bastard?
I drank it! You've got, like, committed to, you know, clicking on ladders, which, again, it makes sense. But I don't know. I just think if they could refine their ladder tech to be less, well, to not be, you know, to be flawless, basically, which might be a big ask, then I don't think it would be a problem. Well, yeah, you got to press something to get off the ladder, but you're not committed into a X amount of seconds animation to get on it. It's like you click a ladder, your character comes up, gets on it, and then starts climbing, and then you're free to jump off and whatever. If you're about to get onto it, you can immediately press jump and you'll fall off it and go running away. OSHA regulations: you must climb any ladder you get 12 inches within. Yeah, just to check the ladder. You might be right there, Shenanigans. It might be very similarly shared in the actual interaction of getting on and the committal. I just don't want to be, you know, pressing F and then having to wait for the animation while I'm then being shot at to then have the option to jump off. I would rather be able to just cancel it mid-animation, right? That the animation is the same, but the ability to cancel it at any point is the difference.
We often
Yes.
see this with like long sit-down animation. I'm looking at you, MTC, and you're like, no, I didn't want to sit down, and you gotta wait for the whole process, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of animations in Star Citizen that are like, this is too long-winded for an online game.
It's so annoying. It's so annoying.
Maybe a button with an instant cancel, if need be, would be the best way to go, if that's possible. Where you are genuinely committing to, you know, confirming that you want to climb something because you've pressed F. So that would then guarantee that you are interacting with something, but having the ability to be like, cancel immediately at any point to break off from that animation. That would be kind of the best of both worlds, definitely. Rather than, you know, sticky ladders.
A lot of games, they have either crouch or jump to cancel an animation. Some have both.
Yeah, I mean, Star Citizen's jump animation does cancel the climb ladder thing. That allows you to jump
Yeah,
off.
but it doesn't cancel sitting down on
Well,
ship or
no, true.
trying to get into a wolf.
Yeah, yeah. That'll be like, just, you cancel it, jump and slip and bang your head and knock yourself out.
Like if you're taking cover behind your wolf and you're trying to hold down the F key and you accidentally try to go in, you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, long-winded animations are definitely not the option, the best way of doing things. Gonji, thank you so much, my friend. I remember, beers and party, please. I remember back in the day.
It's a cool animation, but
when they were
as
talking
you said,
about,
we need a way to
well,
cancel.
yeah, it is a cool one, but you know, like you say, it kind of causes problems. They with ship entrance animations, they actually came up with the idea of 3 different speeds originally, where depending on the button press, so be it F, Alt F, right Alt F, whatever, it would determine whether you are going to do a quick ship entry, a normal speed entry, or a casual speed entry, or maybe it was normal, sped up, and super speed. Which, you know, like if you're running away from someone and you want to get in your ship quick, you press the quick one and you get in straight away. But the problem is if you hit like the wrong key, you're like while you're just being gunned down. Yeah, but I think Star Citizen is, I mean, not to say that they're going to take that approach anymore, but I think Star Citizen is definitely taking a joint approach to things. You've got more of a long-winded RP version and a quicker, more game version. Like with, for example, inventory, they say you can use different inventories to hot swap stuff or do the sort of long-winded, I can't remember what it was referring to now. But the problem is, I don't want it to just be overly gamified where RP suffers, but at the same time, you've got to make sure that you still have, yeah, a key press for RP, but the default being, yeah, that would make more sense. So you can intentionally take the slower approach if you wanted to look cool, but by default it would be a lot quicker. And I think that's kind of the, well, aside from the RP approach. They have definitely gone with a more quicker get into your ship. As slow as it is on the Wolf, you can sort of nonchalantly walk up to the Wolf and then hit, you know, get inside, and he suddenly sprouts into this like, I've got energy to climb up this ship. And on starcitizen, welcome, thank you for the follow. A permanent saunter mode. Something, I mean, I'm assuming this will eventually come at some point, but something that Chris has mentioned a long time ago was the idea of having different walk styles that you could choose in the character creation. So instead of everyone walking the same, and we started to see bits of that with NPCs where they kind of have that swagger. But yeah, I would like for that to be a thing eventually as well.
Don't know how big this tunnel is, but I'm taking a shot.
It's tiny! There's no quick way to get in the railing.
Yeah, it's very
Go
small.
away from the
I
elevator.
think it might have been a light fighter.
Yeah, maybe. Blow me schnoz.
Whoa, that was a rock.
You are?
That was a rock.
What do you mean? A
We
vehicle?
flew straight through it.
Oh, an actual physical rock or an ROC?
Yeah, it wasn't physical, but it was there. I saw it.
That's scary. Quantum, how you doing? I do like a bit of that feeling, eventually, Jason. What am I thinking of? Eruption. Oh. Now that's, I mean, it's just a guitar solo, but it's still cool. Hype and shimmies, Sunjammer, how you doing? Oh, 7.
Now, where is that Apocopedia hiding?
He's somewhere in this
Oh.
system.
We don't have fuel for any of that.
Oh, yeah, good point. But no, it's definitely hyped me up as the monthly report. Reading all that good, juicy stuff. For many reasons, you know, not just like Genesis and weather and stuff, but just for the progress on server meshing and with them saying about fixing so much stuff and improving things.
All the ships?
Yep. Was that a railing or a Thule? I guess we won't know. We didn't scan it.
Good question.
Which creature do you think they're bringing out then next? I'm hoping it's the Boreal Stalker. But when they say all their variants as well, that could be quite a lot of creatures based on the different habitats that they come from. I don't know if there's something specific to Nyx 1 that they're designing that is in that list that they could be working on to reveal on Nyx 1. Or maybe Nyx 2, to be fair. There's nothing to say that there isn't one living on Nyx 2. Less
I
likely.
personally like to see more small animals. Maybe some cute ones.
Yeah. I definitely want the more aggressive, they're going to try and kill me kind of ones. But cute would be nice.
Could you imagine, like, little rapid-like creatures bouncing around in the forest? That could be so cute.
Let's hope we can do this with this Aurora here.
Nah, no problem. It's off the way.
Did it work?
Yep. It's not on the pad.
Oh, fair enough. Good, good. Alright, I'm going to have a piddle while we make our way, because my full attention will be needed when we get there. Back in a jiff.
crashed the desktop. I think more people crashed the desktop because 30 precision 30 in queue. What the heck? Are you awake, Apoc?
Sure.
I don't know if I trust that.
What's up?
I just had to crash the desktop. I think multiple people had crashed the desktop because I was in a queue of 30.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm
yeah.
still in game.
Yeah, nothing happened here. Those cute creatures could turn out to be Moopsy. Who's Moopsy?
Yeah, I'm coming back in. Aren't those cannibal rabbits in like a horror movie once?
I don't know. Let me Google it. Let's have a look what Moopsy is. Star Trek. A small, deceptively cute white furried animal from Star Trek Lower Decks that says its own name before launching at high speed and liquefy and drink the bones of its victims in seconds. To be fair, I'm down for that. I think that would be a really fun one
That
to have
sounds
in a
nice.
cave. Yeah. Is that what you were after?
No, not at all.
What's my price range for a 4 terabyte? Well, M.2. Oh man, I don't
But I
actually have a
like
price range right now.
The beetles
Before
we have
get
now and the turtles,
CPU.
like if we could have like little rabbits in our hangars or ships, that would be nice.
Yeah, one day. But yeah, I was thinking Monty Python. I would say 300 or less would be. I don't know. I don't even know what the actual original price of them were. But it's not something I'm thinking about now. Oh, you don't need to do that, Facemaker, mate. It's, to be fair, the price range of what I need for a 4 terabyte M.2 is not what they're worth, if you get what I mean. The one that I had on my list was like, it's like 700 quid, just because of how much it's increased. So it wouldn't even be viably worth buying it, mate. That's too kind. It's, once I've got the CPU and got it all installed, then I will begin looking at, getting the rest of the gear. But it's just, the prices of these things are ridiculous. Bless you, mate. It's too much. They're too much. Yeah, it's, you look at the prices of these kinds of things and where they were and where they are now. It's a bit like the RAM, which, of course, Liam donated his RAM, which was, thankfully he didn't pay the price of RAM. It would just feel ridiculous paying 700 quid for what was a few weeks ago, like 500 quid, you know what I mean? But you are very, very kind, mate. Jeff, how you doing? Those holy hand grenades, yeah. Thank you. When it comes to buy one, I'll let you know. And, if you feel like it, there's no pressure, of course. The contribution will absolutely help. But until I am ready to get it, I don't know. Because I'm certainly not going to be spending 700 quid on an M.2. It would be ludicrous. Ari is the true off-grid character. This is the stream off-grid account. When are we meeting Ari in-game? Well, actually, thank you, Facemaker. The plan is, so I have a bunch of gems on me in my Ari off-grid character. And Paul, a new member of our AROG, he is interested in buying them. So what I plan to do, and I plan to do this more often, is with the evening trade meets that the org now puts on, where it's like at 9 o'clock at night, to record some, again, you know, basically record an episode where I go to that trade meet, not as an org member, of course, because Ari Rath is his own, you know, he just wanders around. Pay for a booth and sell what I can. And I will sell the gems to Paul at that place, which will guarantee me some income there. And that's where, you know, you guys will all meet Ari, be able to hang out and be in the episode. But at the moment, there's been, I think, 2 or 3 of these late night trade ones. I managed to get to one, but not as Ari, just to sort of check it out as a normal one, because I was able to play. Because I can't play on the Saturday trade meets. And the one after that, I was doing a race. The one after that, I just couldn't get to it. And then I'm hoping there isn't a clash with the racing and the trade meets next time, but it might be because they both get held on a Saturday, but racing isn't every week, and the trade meet, so it just kind of like has to align properly. I've got the motherboard, Flood. I have the
And
motherboard.
most importantly, it also provides a little bit of security for you. Not that you need it from this guy, but in general.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Just trading in general in game can be dangerous, but knowing that you guys are not necessarily going to shoot me in the head.
Well, some of us might.
Yeah. I was literally looking at my motherboard today because I need to do the flash back on it, or the BIOS flash on it. But I picked this up and it was like, I can't remember what I paid. It was like under 400 quid, which was actually a steal. And it was from Amazon. It wasn't like a third-party seller, but
It was on discount on Amazon, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is it. And I was just looking into it today for like, I mean, you can't really see it because it's in its packet, but there it is. The ProArt Creator X370. Which is gonna do perfect for, you know, getting all.
Gotta love that black and gold theme ProArt has.
Yes, gorgeous. But that's, you know, it's literally gonna set me up for a long time because it's AM5. I mean, going for a 9950 X3D is gonna keep me going for a good many years anyway. The GPU 5080 will see me for a few years. It is about sort of getting that relationship between the storage so that when I'm editing, it's just like boof, 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 boof. I've been asking ChatGPT about the wins that I will see, you know, the performance gains that I'm likely to see going from what I am on now to that. And it's, obviously you've got to take it with a pinch of salt because it's AI, but it's sounding like it is going to be pretty game changing for making content on not just performance in game and with VR and stuff like that, which will absolutely help with how Star Citizen is, but when all the storage is set up, the speed at which I'll be able to drag and move my footage, because, you know, we're talking hundreds of gig of files that are continuously being used and moved around, and they're all in a hard drive right now. I don't have any of them in a NVMe drive, so it's just gonna speed that up no end. And then encoding the camping video that I encoded today, that took 3 hours 20 minutes to encode at the resolution and the quality that I needed it to. Whereas on the 99, it'll likely do it a lot faster. You found a medgel canister on your off-grid character. It would be nice to sell it the next. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure the org, you know, speak to Tech. He will buy it, I'm sure. Ehawk, how you doing? Did you see the massive price degradation on motherboards? The motherboard companies realized their products were intrinsically linked to the RAM
You got
prices.
fuel on board, Apoc?
And when RAM skyrocketed,
Yep.
mobile prices couldn't sell.
tank.
Ah, that explains
Good,
it.
because
That
I'm
makes
only
sense.
at 15%.
Yeah, I can only imagine, Face. I can only imagine, mate. It's like right now, For Star Citizen, my bottleneck is my CPU. For content creation, it's partly CPU, but mostly storage, just because of how having it on a hard drive back in the day. When all is done, I will be ready for Star Citizen, for Squadron, for content creation, and it just makes like the amount of time I have to wait for things in terms of editing is just crazy. Yeah, this is a nice spot. Yes, it's usually CPU based. I believe, anyway. Even you have that on your PC Park Picker list before the Rampocalypse. I was so happy to find it on sale. I think it was like $4.99 for so long, and then it got to like $3.87, and I was like, I need to get it, even though I still haven't got the CPU. But that, doing it this way is easier because obviously I'm not spending everything all in one go, which I just can't do. So it's
while you landed,
nice to be able to pick these things up without feeling too much of a panic mode. So you actually you get double the speed of Gen.
Can we do this while you're landed?
Not refueling, no.
Thrusters are on. Yeah, getting ready for like Genesis, Squadron, and VR at the same time, and then just improving the whole productivity of the editing process, which, oh my goodness, it annoys the crap out of me. When I'm like, I open certain files, like, I've started sort of spreading things a little bit more organized, like creating files within the file so that it's
so weird that it's candid.
But even that, it takes like
it'll snap you back to straight once it's
maybe
done.
a full minute before a file opens up, just because I have so much stuff on, and I don't want to delete it. It's stuff that I need, for like B-roll and whatnot. 9800. What's that? Is that a CPU? Yeah, well, that's the thing, you see. I do 4K, and I also do that 3440 by 1440, so it's like I don't want to fall behind.
Refueling complete.
No, no, man, go on. Not use spaces when naming files. Why is that then? I do. I think I do. This is a nice spot you found.
Yes, it's nice and chill.
Beautiful. Spaces leave room for the devil to get in.
Door for you, eh, but
Helps with speed and coding if you get into optimizing workflow Python scripts and stuff. Well, I probably won't be getting into Python scripts. That's not personally something that is on my agenda. So does it matter too much to me then? I don't even know what that is. I've heard the term Python scripts, but I don't know what it is. Sorry, JQ. It's been such a roller coaster ride just getting to this point where I'm at. We had, like, when we first started intending this build, and we set a donation goal, which...
You okay, Abba?
We reached, like, what, 1,000 something? Which was phenomenal, but also with the intention that one of the community members was going to donate their 4090, which, of course, was like, holy Christ, that's crazy. Thank you so much. And then that fell through. And they blanked me and didn't get in contact. So I ended up using that money that we'd raised to get me the quickest win that I could, which was a new GPU, because I was on a 3080 at the time, so I got a 5080. And I mean, the improvements there in terms of being able to play at 3440 by 1440, which has enhanced my content and my streams, was the right choice. But the PC struggles big time, especially when it comes to doing all three. You know, streaming, playing, and recording at that resolution, all at the same time. It struggles to do that, and that often appears as lags and stutters and stuff, which directly impacts the video. But then at the same time, as you know, I was then like, oh, I'll just have to acquire the other stuff slowly and incrementally, and then the Rampocalypse started, so everything just went. That Apox flying that. It's a lovely paint.
Welcome on board, Captain.
There you go.
So it was kind of like, well, that then stunts the potential of getting that new PC, and with things like Genesis on the way and Squadron, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to keep up with the quality bar that I want to put out. Thankfully, Liam got in touch, a friend of Blue, which is his name. He's not actually a friend of Blue. I mean, he might be. I don't know who Blue is. And donated his RAM, which at the time of him donating that,
Food and drinks.
so my original one for the RAM was 6,000 hertz, 64 gig of, I think it was Corsair Vengeance, something like that. And he said he had the same, but at 5,600 hertz. And after looking into it, it was fine. It's XMP, not AMD stuff, but it can still work, which I didn't even realize. So it was like, right, well, it's back on the cards then. But of course, storage prices go up. So the idea of having, you know, a big 4 terabyte M.2 and a new one for like the like a smaller one for the operating system, it was like, and then a long-term, you know, SSD maybe that's big for more long-term storage. It was all like, all right, now that's out the window. But the time it takes, I can still get the win of buying things when they're on sale, like I've done with the motherboard. The CPU, hopefully the prices come down on that a bit more. Sorry, megahertz. Hopefully the prices on the CPU comes down a bit more as well when the time comes to
My
actually
gun
buy it.
charges are uneven.
Then what? The amounts...
My left gun is 54 shots. My right gun is 107.
What?
Like, what?
That's weird. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's...
Going to the 5080 from the 3080 was a huge performance increase in terms of graphical power, right? And being able to stream using and whatnot, using AV1 and whatnot. But now I'm bottlenecked by my CPU. Bringing this new CPU in will be an insane improvement across the board, especially for a game like Star Citizen, let alone just the you know, benefits of what I'm doing work-wise. Yeah, you managed to dodge that bullet big time. That's it. Anyone who built just before the Rampocalypse, I bet they're like, whew. You're wanting to move to AM5. Oh, you're on like AM4 right now then? I suppose, yeah, pre-owned NVMEs might be a good way to go. But with storage, second-hand storage, is it safe to get second-hand storage? Enterprise has 3 PCs for his streaming. That's the other thing, isn't it? I wanted
There's
to do
a lot
the
of copy
streaming.
M.2s out there at the moment.
A lot of what one? Copy?
Yeah, fake Samsung drives and whatnot.
Oh.
There's a lot of them.
Oh, okay. Yes, I don't want to get obviously scammed. This is an obvious statement, isn't it? But I don't know. I suppose buying it from the right place would be what's important. But yeah, and then obviously all of this stuff will be turned into a stream machine, which will then help even more so with streams. And you know, if there's a power, or not power, if there's a crash in Star Citizen that crashes my PC or anything, I will still be up. I will still keep going. Yeah, I don't feel too fond of second-hand storage stuff. I don't know why. It just feels like not everything can be deleted, so you're bringing potential harm in there. T-Sims, how you doing? Oh, I'm 98. All right, what's happening now? should switch
So
on.
we've got a Connie and an Apollo ahead of us,
Radio.
and an Idris to the left.
What's to the right behind us? Sort of 4 o'clock.
That's a dead Polaris.
Okay, that's not a concern then.
That's a dead Polaris that's still taking damage. I'm gonna go investigate.
Oh yeah. That's very strange.
It might be worth looking for refurbished drives locally in your own country, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they are usually tested like
96
So
gig
hard.
of RAM, nice. Oh, fair enough. From the actual, what, from computer shops, random ones, or?
computer shops. You can get them directly from Samsung or whoever manufacturer makes them, but that's usually more expensive. Computer shops usually do it cheaper.
Ah, okay. What on earth is making damage on this? It's on the rear half.
Because refurbished things come with a warranty, full warranty,
Ah, fair, I see, yeah.
new warranty.
That's weird, I'm not seeing anything. There's no, like, worms on Monarchs, is there?
Yeah, it might be being damaged
It's upside down.
by like a fire inside.
Yeah, true.
It may also just be intersecting with the ground there, and that's what's causing it to slowly blip itself.
It's upside down as well, I've just realised. It kind of looks cool
Yeah.
with those little wings sticking out there.
Little ramp wings.
Yeah, well, I bought. That's another point. I did buy. I upgraded my PSU because the PSU I had was a 750, and with a 5080, it wasn't going to do it. So I upgraded the PSU, which wasn't too expensive. Thankfully, that was an easy purchase. But yeah, same case. That was a budget cut that I thought I can easily do. I love this case, which is the Lianli one. I was going to go with the Fractal North XL, which was really cool, but then, you know, I'll use this one for the stream machine, but if I can get a smaller full-size motherboard ATX case, then I can just reuse this. Oh, any of you guys bring any liquids? I don't know if I've
Yeah,
got
food
some
and
on
water and copy.
Oh, nice one. Thank you, Liz. I did not pay attention to that at all. Got 2 empty bottles on me. Classic me.
Then Zeus to the left.
How's the danger boxing going? We've only just arrived. I've been whittering on a lot with the monthly report. Only second-hand RAM is fine in terms of memory. Big risk buying second-hand M.2s. Okay. Yeah, it's not something that I've...
Investigating this Idris before we go to the actual outpost.
Copy that. It's not something that I would really intend to do, personally. Sure thing, Facemaker. You too, my friend. Have a good day at work. The wood grain Lianli? Oh, I didn't even know that existed. Oh, that sounds nice. I'll have to look at that. Oh no. I must have picked up an empty one. Oh, nuts. Where did that go? There may be a loose bottle on, dotting around somewhere. Hopefully it doesn't blow us up. Must have been empty.
How dare you?
I'm so sorry. I'm getting really bad for that these days. I don't know where it's gone. Might be in the wiring.
Huh, interesting.
But no, I am...
They're all upside down for some reason.
What the heck? I am very excited
Yeah,
to get
physics
finally
does that
built.
if there's been no one around for a while.
Okay. The
It
Pisces
does
Bay
look
is
dead
open.
and not emptied though.
But not empty.
Not
What do you mean?
occupied. Not occupied. Is
Oh,
empty.
sorry. I see.
Right. Progressing towards
Yeah,
the
a
outpost, we
road
have
bottle.
Connie and an Apollo
Caused a
there.
lot of problems.
Trying to get scans on them to see if either one of them's owned.
Yeah. Clearly here for hauling. 399.
True, that
for
might
an
be a Hermes,
M
not an Apollo.
Which brand is that then? Not that I'm overly fussed, of course, because end of the day, beggars can't be choosers. I remember, you know, when you go on PC Power Pick and you put together everything, like massive high spec, doesn't really matter about anything else, and it was like Samsung. I was just like, no, that will not be happening. Oh, Crucial. Okay. Are Lexar any good? I've seen a few Lexars dotted around that seem to be a reasonable price, but I would say Crucial's probably better than Lexar, is it? Or is it not that simple? Do you think they will bring back the ability to wear a backpack, even a small one, for the flight suits? No, but what I think we will see is, like, when it comes to that whole kind of, like, you can't wear a backpack while flying and so forth, they'll
That is
probably
an
have
active player and a
knapsacks.
shiv.
Oh, I see him. Ground Zero here for action, I'm sure. Unless he's part of this crew. Be ready there, Tony.
Yep.
I think we might see different forms of
Coming close.
storage, like we've seen with
Directly
pouches
for
and
us,
things,
actually.
but knapsacks and things
Player
like that.
name is Ground Zero.
Yeah, copy. He's certainly checking us out as we're checking him out. At least we have our front parts.
We haven't been circumcised.
No. He's probably wondering if there's more than one person in this ship. There's not really much I can do in this seat, is there, to help?
You can enjoy the show, or
That's-
we can
yeah.
swap.
No, you're good. We can get some good views if things happen. Yeah, exactly, Scythen. A fanny pack. That kind of stuff.
Come on, give me a cargo manifest. It's just him.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference because it's a shiv, but
Yeah.
it does mean he doesn't have an active turret.
I mean, if he opens fire, we're, you know, we should be able to put him down unless he's exceptionally skilled. But that doesn't bode well for us grabbing some gear. There's some slam down there as well, actually, and neon. We could do a kind of like, while we're hovering and waiting, I could drag those on board. Depending on
We're
the
gonna need
size.
room for a 16 SU crate if we're picking up what we're here for.
Oh, okay. How is
We
the
got
area
room.
half looking? Do we have room?
Yeah, it's empty.
Okay, cool. Color series is broken, Rocket.
I'm
No
keeping an eye on him.
controls, Visuals.
Aiming right at him.
Getting a lot of desync with this movement, weirdly. I don't know if it's worth kind of pulling away and coming back and seeing what he does. What do you think? Or we're just going to put it down and see if he opens fire?
Bait him a little bit, see what he does.
Yeah. I wonder if he knows there's three of us. Or if he
Ooh, look
just
at the
thinks-
moon
If
now.
he scanned us, he does.
Yeah.
Most likely he's either got a friend down here or he's going to wait for us to pull the box up before he does anything.
I mean, the fact that he's just sitting there like that is obviously he's up to something and he's waiting for something. He's probably just waiting for us to get out. Is he saying anything? What's his name? Ground Zero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the thing, bail, and see if he is still here when we come back.
Okay. I've just messaged in global. Not that we can trust anything he says anyway. Oh, well, welcome, Ice Viper. I'm sure there will be, at some point, an RTX 6 Series card. Yeah. We're in Pyro. Yeah, true. I mean, at the end of the day, we are in Pyro. We could blow them away and grab the gear, but it feels a bit not our style.
Yeah, I'm also nervous about Cutlass versus Shiv, especially not upgraded on our front.
Fair enough. Could you see what he has upgraded?
We are partially upgraded.
Thunderbolt 3s, he does have an upgraded power plant and quantum drive.
Right.
FR-76 shields.
Yeah,
He is running C-788, so we want nothing to do with him.
Oh, yeah, okay. You've got a £55,000 PC on PC part picker. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. It's like, if I was to get this, and just go for the best of the best. Oh, okay. Yes, definitely forecasting shenanigans here. He's not commented in global this time, so I'll keep an eye on that.
He's staying.
Yeah, I wonder if he's part of the crew there, and if one of those ships takes off, he might go with them. Did we scan both those ships?
I wasn't getting a name off of either of them, or owner name.
He just said, you are the cutie. So I've just put, yeah. Thank you, Swallow. How you doing, by the way? Swallow African. Got a new camping video, hopefully, coming out tonight. A bit later. Got...
Yeah, both of those two RSI cargo ships are unmanned and unowned right now.
Okay. So chances are they're not here. He says he's just watching. How do we respond to this? Oh, sure thing, JQ. Because even if I say, can we come in and get some cargo? We can't take his word for that.
No, as Pyro, he will absolutely stab us in the back once we've got much money cargo.
Fair dues. Shouted it at him as well.
And the only chance we stand of winning against that is if we get a serious jump on him.
Yeah. Is it worth going to the other spot to pick up, or is it just this spot?
The other spot to pick up would still involve coming back here to drop it off.
Yeah, but I mean, like, is it something we could do now with the intention of doing it later if he's cleared off, or at least another day?
Potentially.
I've heard rumors of a patrol boat coming in.
Copy. What? Any more info on that one? Direction, type of boat. Am I seeing a Golem Ox to our left? Upside down?
Yeah, it's the one next to the Idris.
Oh, okay. I guess we just sort of bide our time for now and see what happens if this patrol boat comes in and engages ground zero, or if they're actually part of a crew. Well, yeah, but he has got some decent gear, especially those C788s. They would do us quite a bit of damage. Is he just gone cold? What happened there?
He's still present.
Just out of range.
Well, he was heading towards us, wasn't he?
No, he's heading parallel to us, just in the other direction.
Oh, okay. Could be a Percy, yeah, or the laser shark. Can't kill the patrol boat, we're in a Cutlass. Don't coax us on like that. I guess we just sort of monitor for now and see what happens. I get the impression he's trying to bait us to go and land and come in and just shoot.
I mean, the benefit is that it is one box.
True.
So once we get it up the elevator and get it onto the ship, as long as we can get into the ship pretty quickly, we can skedaddle at speed.
Did you want to drop me off and I try and get in quick and get it while you keep circling and give the
If
impression
I
that
drop
we
you
haven't
both
landed?
off, the NPCs shouldn't be hostile, but there may be players camped down there.
Hang on, we've got Percy, not Percy, we've got Hammerhead or a Tiburon
Yeah.
coming in.
That's gotta be the patrol boat.
Yep. 17 kilometers. 2 o'clock. He might be moving to intercept us. Thanks, Nexus. Appreciate the support. Well, yeah, hopefully we don't need help. We can just kind of figure it out ourselves, but see how it goes. Some of you, how you doing, look? Yeah, there's clearly... Oh, it's flipping
Not-
Steed.
Yeah, Zero is still back there.
Yeah, I see it.
I say we give it a go.
Yeah,
drop you
let's
both
give it
off.
a go. Yeah.
He's already seen me land and take off once.
We're on Monox, I think. Alright, I'm getting ready to go.
I need a drink before we go.
Cool. At least with that Hammerhead being there, or Tiburon, it might put him off doing anything. Boy, I've just got a shotgun. That wasn't really the intentional weapon I wanted, but let's go somewhere else to go. So what are we picking up? 16 SEU of what?
Seed blend. Check the elevator before you go inside. Make sure it cycles up and back down again.
Yeah, which side should we be jumping out?
We are
of?
down.
Right or left?
The back is fine.
Oh, okay. Let's close that one up. Alright, let's move. Fancy seeing you here, yeah! Alright, cover me. I'm just gonna press this button. There's a dead body at this. Hang on. There's a dead body at the console. Keep your eyes open. I'm gonna try and click it quick. There might be snipers or
I
people
got you.
here.
NPC over there.
So far, no good with this. This one looks busted, it's not going up. There's another one here though, isn't there? Another freight elevator. Or is it just the
Paper.
one?
Yes. There should be a second freight elevator over there.
Can you see the direction from where we are?
Yeah, it's by the back of the Hermes.
Alright, copy that. Alright, on me. Tony, let's move. Just keep an eye on those
It's
hills.
also
as well.
currently in the down position, so we may just be screwed on this shard.
Yeah, it looks like it, because that one was also down and unusable. Look at that Tiburon, what a beaut. I have a feeling there's snipers in the hills. I remember places like this when we got them the first time. They would camp them like crazy. Sit here like all day long, just shooting people. StarCitizen is starshitting again. Yeah, as a bucket. That one thing alone.
Well, it's not moving.
Yeah, balls. All right, we need extraction.
Balls.
Is it giving you an error, or is it just kicking you back out when you try and bring it
Kicking
up?
me out.
Same.
It says transferring and kicking me out.
Coming in to pick you guys up.
Copy.
We'll pivot to different danger boxes.
Sounds good. Danger box, danger box. Does whatever it... You know where I'm going with that. Alright, hut hut.
Another dead player here.
Yeah, there'll be plenty. That's what I'm worried about, snipers being around, but no shot so far. Alright, we're in. Yeah, no shots so
wanna play turret this time?
No, I'm gonna keep with the views. I think it kind of looks a bit better. Plus, my turret ability is sugar. Let's try something else. See how we get on. Not much we can do about that right now. More like starcitizen. It's true. Just gonna quickly grab a drink. Starcitizen. Alright, I'm back. Solna, how you doing?
Welcome back.
I also managed to pick up my anniversary card for Rachel. 18 years she's put up with me. For that, I got this real special card with 2 authors on.
She should get like a trophy, at least.
She has me.
Ah.
Trophy husband. Are you ready? I haven't seen this yet, but... Oh, isn't that sweet?
I'm not even gonna comment on that one.
Yeah, it's probably best. Oh, let's hide that now. Yeah, that's on Monday, by the way. I forgot to mention this. Thankfully, I didn't forget the anniversary. I know when the anniversary is happening, and I know when I'm streaming, and I forget that they're actually clashing. So, there won't be a stream on Monday. It'll be, family time. It's nice, isn't it, Ice Vibe? I saw that and I was like, yeah, that's cute. That's cute. Oh, hide.
My bro, he was actually quite smart. He got married on his birthday.
Well, how's that smart? Then you get less presents.
No, then you don't never forget.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good one. Typically, we got married, I think, December 4th. Rachel's birthday is December 6th. And then obviously there's Christmas as well. It's the worst.
Better to have less gifts and a happy wife.
True. We don't actually do, like, anniversary presents and things. We don't see any point. But we take our anniversary from the day we met, not the day we got married anyway. So, you know, technically it would be our first year in December. 17 years
How did you
unmarried.
meet? If you want to share.
Hmm?
How did you meet?
Well, she was at school with my brother, same year. They're 2 years older than I am. And for the many times that we have been out and about on the town and whatnot, bumping into his friends, she always saw me with my friends and asked about me. And then we used to live next to a church because my mum was the caretaker of it. Not religious, just, you know, she was just the caretaker. And my brother or his friend just randomly said one year that I was said to her once when she asked that I was the vicar of the church, and she believed it for years. Oh, sorry, are we supposed to be bailing?
There was a post there.
Oh.
Those are dangerous.
But yeah, we kind of just, I think her dad came in, oh, I can't remember now. Oh, shit.
What am I calling?
But it was just through my brother, mostly. Like, they were friends at school, and she always knew and asked about me, and kind of then just started getting to know each other. Alright, coming out. Oh, you're already out. Okay, you can close her up and take off ammo. Now, isn't the thing up top the hangar or the freight elevator?
Yeah, I'm gonna go check the freight elevators now.
Okay,
Let me know how much partilium is available there.
Partilium. All right. Got a dead player here.
I'm seeing a lot of abandoned ships. It's not giving me much hope.
Nope. Looking in his backpack, he's been looted already by the looks of things. Alright, so where is the purchase place? I think it's this big one, is it? Loot goblins! No, there's an old brick. Oh,
I'm with you.
no, it might be around... Oh, I can't remember now. It's not in the actual shop, is it? The commodity trade place.
No. Big building with like a plastic soft door. Many hanging plastic thingies.
Oh, right. I think I might be in the wrong spot then. Yeah, this must be the wrong spot. Let's head on out.
NYPD, get on the floor, get on the floor, stop resisting.
We can roleplay. We gotta find it.
Probably wouldn't be NYPD, but alright.
No, I guess not. It would be MYP. No, MPD. No, Nox. I guess. No,
UEE PD.
What's this place called? Is this Ashland?
Ashland is where we were.
Must be Chorla then. Is this? Okay, watch my back because these.
And it's not Chala's.
Oh, okay. Probably best. Yeah, we don't say. Although they'll see here. It looks like it's unavailable. Hang on, bear with me. Let me just pick a place. Oh no, it's not unavailable. We can only get it in 2 SEU boxes, being the biggest.
Yep.
Okay, so
I just want to know how many of them we can get and if either of these freight elevators is going to work.
we can get 3 units at 493,000. So a total of 6 SEU.
Okay. Don't get it yet. I need to verify that these are working.
Okay. Alright, moving again. These are the buildings that I always used to fall through when I would, when we first got Nix. And no, Pyro. And actually for a long while after we had Pyro.
Nope, this one is not.
Sheesh.
Some good memories you got there. Wow.
From falling through the planet. It's important that you telegraph your stream exactly
Well,
where
you
die.
helped to patch them out at least.
Yeah, it's because of me, clearly. Everyone was like, we can't get zero off-grid series because it keeps falling through the planet. Make it so.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, let's pull out from here for now. Are we... I take it the freight elevators are a dud right now.
They're in very different places, so I now have to fly to the next one.
Oh, okay.
There's currently a Cutlass landed on this one, so
Nice.
small amounts of nudging are going to be required.
Alright, I'm just moving out until you keep following me if you can, mate.
Or just blow it up.
180 storage box here.
An NPC.
Yes, into. Is this intended to be here, or is it? Huh?
Are you tying your shoelaces there, Arthur?
Yeah, just a
Why are you
box.
stealing?
No, there's nothing in it. Dud. No stealing needed. So yeah, just tying my shoelace, I guess. Joel Shelley, thank you for the follow 9 minutes ago, by the way. I think I missed that one.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I've come to talk with you again.
We ain't friends, bitch.
Whoa. Family friendly show.
What is that? Oh, that's a cuddy too.
Yeah, what's that?
That'll be the cuddy I just shoved off the pad. Or off the elevator. Oh my god, this one's working.
Oh, nice. Alright, let me go down and get it then. Quick, double time. Should have stayed down there. I honestly didn't expect it to work.
There's a pod here, APOC. Is it worth anything?
It's a human pod inside.
Oh, what now?
Oh, here's a plane. Enemy
A
dead.
pod, right here. A bounty pod.
Oh. Probably not, to be completely honest.
Well, Binks probably want to buy him for $1 million. We don't ask question what he uses them for.
If I buy this Partilium, you're not able to then instantly pull it up, are you? You gotta wait for me to get
Right.
up there. Yeah. Alright, heading down there now.
I'm a little behind you, Ryan.
Alright.
Now I put that song on your brain. You're welcome.
You have, yeah. Could be worse. Could be a worse song, couldn't it? That was stranded in my brain. Still remains within the sound of silence.
I doubt you're gonna beat his voice. You might have a deep
No.
voice, but not that voice.
I can only go so far. Oh wait, we're now able to get 8 SEU at 600.
Do it.
Okay. Boop. Success! All right, on my way. And the vision that was landed in my brain. Yeah, YouTube monetization. So you just gotta shop around for the freight elevator, I guess. To find one that's actually working. Are you guys all singing it now as well? Sometimes if Rachel's singing a song or humming a song and I'm wanting a different one, I'll do like the first bars of a different song, and I just for laughs, and I can see that she takes that on board and starts doing it. The earworms.
It is a good song.
It's a great song. I mean, the original's amazing. The Disturbed cover is equally amazing.
I actually didn't know it was a cover from Disturbed.
Oh yeah, Simon and Garfunkel.
I'm looking at the time.
Yeah.
Once we pick this up, I'm going to head back to the Starlight, and we'll fly both ships to the next planet.
Okay. Starlight, don't you cry, no gone.
Where's your cutter?
Oh, wherever you're. Oh, actually, that's.
Fort Tressler.
Yeah, Tressler. Oh crap! Yeah, good point.
Ah, okay.
That's gonna slow down things. All right, I'll throw them out to the rear of the. Oh, sorry, that might have been too far. I don't think I'm seeing your marker, Deacon. That's definitely you helping there, isn't it?
Yes.
No, I'm stealing it.
Apoc, you seem to be lying down. Can you jump for me? Thank you.
It's just chill. Not really a good time to chill, but
No. Alright, on board. Oh, we've... Hang on, are
Alright,
you
close
alright?
it up.
didn't you say 6?
8 SCUs,
There's
4 boxes.
There's 4 boxes there.
Oh, 8 is. Alright.
I think you need to jump as well, Deacon, because you're bobbing around underneath. I see we took the dead body too then.
We did. Until such time as we run into room, we'll throw it out.
Why not?
Give him a space burial.
Yeah. Or sell him
But
on.
I'm pretty sure Binks wants to buy him.
Exactly. If we can make money out of him, we will. Picked up a popsicle. Yeah.
Then he can at least claim he has one friend.
Well, true.
Have you landed on any station since Tresler?
Gateway to refuel.
I don't know if that'll count.
What, logging out there?
No,
Yeah,
because I
if you
didn't
were
call
to just log
ATC.
out, whether you would come back to Tresler where your cutter is or Gateway.
Yeah, because I didn't do the landing. I was just a passenger.
Yeah.
Can we just go to Gaslight after this? And then we can pick up the cuddy next time.
Yeah, we can probably make it there and back in time.
Saves jumping through to anywhere else. So beautiful. Gonna be even more beautiful. This is the crazy thing that, you know, reading things like the monthly report, when you've got things like the Genesis planets, clouds, lighting, like global illumination and stuff, yet to come. Already, and as much as it's, you know, kind of a meme and a joke, but true, that Star Citizen has, you know, become a very much a screenshot simulator. Of course, it's more than that, but you know what I mean. This is before that kind of stuff is even finished. Like spacescaping, ray tracing, global illumination, the planet tech, just how they visually look, weather and rain and shadows, fog. They've not even finished with all that stuff, and already it's like we have so many moments of stop and look and wow before the, you know, all that art stuff is even updated, and it's just going to keep getting updated. This is the thing about people saying it's going to be outdated before it's even launched. They're able to keep updating the graphics as they go. That's, you know, one of the reasons it's taking so long. They can keep improving it. Ooh, barbecue. Very nice, Volos. Enjoy, mate. That's a legitimate reason to leave the stream. Silly off-topic question.
Yeah, not only do they upgrade textures regularly, but with the polygons too, right? With Mark II ships.
Yeah, just continuously updating everything and improving everything. And that they can do that post 1.0 and beyond. So the game will never get old. Question. You standard install of Star Citizen. Where should I find my shaders? It should be in your standard. There is a way to find it, like a quick. What's the quick type thing? You can go to your file, Star Citizen Live.
Percentage, app data, percentage.
So yeah, open up
In run command.
So go into command and run. What's the quick bind for that one?
There's no quick bind. You just write that.
Yeah, to run something there is. You can like press Alt and something to bring.
Oh,
up
just
run.
open your computer and put it in the address line.
Oh, okay. And then yeah, percentage, app data percentage, and it'll bring up the file for you. Thank you, Soldner. All that. There you go.
I've posted a link to our Discord with a guide.
Yeah, thank you. Although you don't need, you can delete your shaders from your launcher now, though, can't you?
I wouldn't trust it.
Oh,
Because there's actually 2 libraries it needs to go into.
oh, okay. Yeah, do it the long way. It sounds a bit more legit. Windows key and R. Thank you, Ice Viper. That's what I was looking for. And thank you, Soldner, as well. Ooh. Yeah, so message of the day It's a little bit more than what we usually get, but it's still the same thing, really. Where they're currently working on further fixes and updates for a 4.10 with the goal of having a potential new PTU update later today. So we know further fixes and updates. So they're actually specifying that things are going to be updated. Fixes are inevitable. Updates not necessarily, because sometimes it could just be fixes. But they are clearly bringing in updates as well, which we've seen with almost every patch. There has been 1 or 2 patches that have specifically just been bug fixes. But the last one brought updates to Reco, ballistic, or size 3 weapons, quantum spool times, and other things. They're doing a lot with 410, and I'm really hoping it's going to sort of take what we have in 4.9 and just make it work. Just make it work properly.
Not a lot in terms of content-wise, other than Siege, but back-end stuff, ton of it.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, 410 was we're pushing a lot of this 4.9 stuff back, so it's that kind of stuff, right? It's all the stuff that got delayed, but really, the point of 410 is the fixes. That's what we need, and that's what they're bringing in. And then, if they can get, by the time we get to 4.11, all of this stuff, or at least the majority of these big issues rectified and solved, then going into 4.11 with potentially Genesis and Starware, man, that would just be one heck of an end of the year. Unless it's all broken. Just wanted to say, once again, thank you for your informative and positive stream. Of course, Ice Viper. Thank you, mate. Been getting Reddit highlights in my email, and the Star Citizen Reddit is nothing but people complaining. There used to be interesting info and ideas there. Yeah, I think at this time, especially, you know, the sentiment towards Star Citizen since 4.8 went kind of kaput has obviously tainted a lot of people, and they've got them annoyed. But people can't get out their own way. There's a problem. You mention the problem, you highlight the problem, and then you crack on. There's no need to keep on. But it's it is a tough time right now on both counts, because it is, a lot of people are in. Look at this view. Man, this place is cool. Because a lot of people are, understandably upset with
and a little bit terrified
if they want to play. But I'm hoping 410 can fix the majority of the, not the majority. I'm not expecting 410 to fix these, all the issues, but at least a good.
Are we selling here?
Good. Well, we've got to test these elevators.
Are we selling here?
Oh yeah, is this a sell or buy place?
This is sell.
Okay. There's tons of stuff around here. There's been a lot of wars going on here. No, absolutely, Ice Viper,
War!
yeah.
We're going to war!
Thank you, mate. Right. Let me know when it's good to go.
Green net, good to go.
Yuppie.
I'll stand at George.
Freight elevator is currently in the down position.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, I'm hearing sounds. It's coming up.
Come on.
Alright. Should I drag it out and load it on?
Yep, get it on the freight elevator. Putting the boxes outside for you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm hearing noises around me, but I think it's just NPCs walking around, but it's creeping me out because I keep thinking there's someone there. Nexus, if you're watching, we don't have the time to stack them perfectly. I do
Go ahead and
apologize.
send it down. And then once you start sending it down, the moment it starts moving and you hear noise, back out of the screen.
Okay, I'm out.
There you go.
Don't
Staying in
apologize
that
for
screen
that
is one of the ways
process.
that it fixes or breaks it even.
Oh, really? I know, like, for home hangers, we used to stay in the screen just to kind of make sure it works.
Yes, it is now the opposite. If you stay in, it breaks it.
Nice. Of course it does. Alright, let's go find this cell place. I think the cell place is right down this main drag to the left, isn't it? That silhouette scared me then. I know there's one of those buildings with the big floppy...
Yes,
There's
it's,
a lot of
it's the one
hydrogen.
directly to your left right now with
Yeah.
the kind of brown around the base of it, I think.
Say that again, Tony.
There's a lot of hydrogen and ship ammunition supplies laying around.
There's a ton of stuff we can grab. This is
Fresh
where I fell
food,
through when
too.
I was trying to record an off-grid thing. Oh, we've got dead bodies in here.
Medical supplies. More ship ammunitions. Scrap metal. Lots of scrap metal, actually. This is still worth a lot, Ava.
Scrap metal, we would need to scrape that.
Yeah, no, it's on the ground.
Oh, I can only sell... Oh no, I can sell...
Let me tell you. I've got things happening.
635,000. What did I pay for it?
Guy into a legend. You know what I mean?
Don't hit the max button. Don't hit the max button.
Okay, I'll come out of that. Hang on then.
Go out of it, click on the 2SCU box icon when you go back in, and manually move the bar to the right to sell as much of it as you can. You're only selling a couple boxes.
Yeah, it's not allowing me to go any further than that.
Yep. Sell the 4SCU that you can.
Okay.
We'll just have to remember it's here and come back to sell it on Monday.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or-
Okay, success.
Later.
Yeah.
I mean, we could sit here and wait for a refresh. It'll take somewhere in the realm of 10 to 15 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, we don't have time for that.
Yeah. We can make it part of the next stream.
Yeah, we need to go pick up the cutter too.
Alright, coming back. You find anything interesting, APOC?
Not yet. Oh, well, technically I did find one box that's useful. Potentially.
This was where I came when this sort of place first dropped, and I was getting sniped. And it was just chaos. You alright, APOC? You seem to be glitching.
There
out.
is some more hydrogen over there, Ava.
Are you
Yeah,
off, Gene?
Verbally
At least.
contracted.
See you later, my friend.
Alright.
Alright, so we almost doubled our money. But of course, supply and demand, it was just not possible. They weren't allowing us to sell it all. But yeah, we'll come back. Robert, how you doing? We can afford it. We've kind of made our money back
Actually,
almost.
are you able to go back to that freight elevator and bring that cargo back up?
Yeah. Somebody write down that stuff is here. Got a plan. Grand.
I'm just thinking, if you're not going to be around on Monday, and I am going to be around on Monday, I can probably send it down in case the patch is Wednesday.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Because if the patch is Wednesday, it'll poof whatever cargo is out here.
Yeah, we don't want to lose that. Alright, it's coming up.
Oh, the poor Hercules. It lost its head.
It's seen better days.
The big white whale.
Not in the ship. Not in the ship.
Oh, where would you put it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna send it straight back down again here.
Oh, sorry, I see. Yeah, you're doing it, aren't you?
That way I can come back later today, over the weekend, whenever, and sell it, and then send you the cash once we're on again.
Good idea. Alright, we don't want anything else lying around then.
Nope.
What's that? Is that playing?
Tons of scrap metal in boxes.
You're at work on lunch. What are you having for lunch? Hopefully something super tasty. I used to when I used to work in a where was it? It was a builder's merchant, but it was the glass site. The site where they sold glass. They used to have like a catering van that would come round, and you know, you'd be able to get all these different pastries and pasties and sandwiches and coffee and oh, it's the best. I just love that. Used to come at like 11 and they used to come all day as well. Or maybe not 11, maybe it was more like 10 for like a snack. Lovely. Alright, well we made a bit of profit there.
Lovely,
we are
lovely.
a little under what we had, but that's because we're still sitting on 400,000 of that commodity that APOC is going to be able to sell another time. But it's still progress.
Yeah, we can definitely do this again. This was spicy.
Yeah, and as you say, let's do it as an org. Although starcitizen has to let us. Kind of mixed nuts and a soda. Nothing
Yeah,
fancy.
plus there's
nice,
not
though.
really that much for a whole org to
That's
go get.
true. Yeah, it's kind of not really worth it, is it, when it's such a small amount and we're likely going to be sitting on it for the most
The
part.
spicy boxes that we were initially trying would work as an org. The spicy boxes that we're doing right now are better as a very small group or a single person.
Ah, okay. Yo, Renu, you're trying to survive it at Stanton, but every
That's
mission.
why I pivoted to these specific boxes, because I knew they would usually be around, because they're usually such a small group size, people don't do them.
What's the stuff you get as a big group then?
The big group is Seed Blend and I forget the name of it.
Oh, okay.
Some weird esoteric drug thing. But you take it, the drug thing goes from Chala's over to Ashland in 2 SCU boxes, but you can usually buy 100 to 200 SCUs of that stuff, so it's a lot of 2 SCU boxes.
Yeah, hence the org would need to.
Then the other way, from Ashland back to Chala, you're buying Seed Blend. You can usually buy between 150 and 350 SCUs of it, but that comes in 16 SCU boxes, so it's much easier to load.
Right. Oh, well, we can still look to do it then. Maybe post, obviously, 410 going live. Might be something.
I don't know if it'll still be there post 410.
Oh, true. Yeah, they may actually change that up.
I mean, we can do whatever turns up to be the next one,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I don't know what that is yet.
I think whatever. If it's still there, we can look to do it. If they change it up to something else, we can look into doing that instead. Hopefully they don't just take it away and be done with it for the time being. I know they've mentioned that they want to bring more in, but yeah, no idea of their plans yet. Can't even do a bunker mission. Oh my good lord. We have a bakery van come every weekday, 11 o'clock. Plus there's a Chippy, a Greg's, a Nisa, a farm
I know
shop.
we were talking about changing it up fairly regularly for these super high return on investment runs.
Right. I mean, either
Because
way,
if they
it's
leave
gonna
it
be fun.
alone too long and it gets quiet, then whoever still goes out there and does it just makes billions and breaks the economy.
Yeah, true. I see. I wouldn't say it's necessarily confirmed scandalous. It's just the most likeliest is like next week, midweek. but it could still be end of this month. You know, nothing. They have not stated it yet, but I think it is very likely. Yeah, what are those seeds? It's a good question. You've got birds freaking out to get hold of them. You got any more of those seeds? The birds in our garden, flipping heck, crazy things. We get a lot of them actually. There's supposed to be a lapwing. We saw a flycatcher. I'm not a tweeter or a twitcher or whatever it's called, but we have the app, and we saw a yellow hammer on our walk, which to people who are absolutely zero interest in birds means nothing. We hear a lapwing, never seen it. That's got a really cool little thing. There is actually, across the road from us, there is this really well-kept lawn where they're always mowing it, even in like the rain at like 9 o'clock at night. Although now they have an electric mower because I think the guy's getting on a bit. But they have a nice pond as well, and a heron, like a full-size heron, keeps coming and landing there. I just, you know, you open the curtains and you're like, flipping heck, that thing's huge.
Oh, I saw a heron a couple of months ago.
Did you feed it? Did it want some seeds? You got any seeds?
No, it was very, very high in a tree.
Oh, right.
Very cool. Never seen one before.
Yeah, I think I've seen one at like a centre patch before when it's come flying along the waterside, and that just the wingspan is mental.
Our national bird is the stork.
Nice. Yeah, I remember when we went to Portugal once. The airport in the Algarve is Faro, and as you walk around the areas, they have these roundabouts with huge light, you know, like street lighting. But there are, what are they called? Pelicans or whatever they are. The ones that kind of make the sound, make a funny sound. They nest at the top, so all you ever hear around the town is, you'll have to wait for the server lag. I mean the stream lag. But you just, that's all you hear, walking around Faro. As they just clap their beaks. Yeah, I've kind of not been doing much Battaglia stuff, because I would like for 410 to go to Nyx and do the story stuff that leads on to the repeatable stuff, and then earn those ships. But again, the trouble is, if the missions aren't working properly, you do end up having to run multiple just to get there. Yeah, APOC has the inside track on everything. Just bird nip.
No memento. I need to do a quick Alt F4 reload to get this location of my ship back.
Okay. A lot hinges on whether they think one extra week will help into the... Yeah, absolutely. That's, you know... They obviously have an idea of when they want to launch it, but I guess a lot of it could be based on just how well things like Siege is working, instancing is working. We'll see. Personally, you'd like today's PT update to give Evos the Stingray, so we can actually test it. I just don't see them anytime soon changing that. I mean, they may, but I just think they're now set, aren't they, with the idea that ships release somewhat immediately with the patch. It is such a shame, because the amount of ships we've had that have just been flawed upon release. I know, yeah. No, I'm with you, APOC. I'm with you, mate. They should release it for testing, you know. Mish, L7. Saw a dipper last year on the Breton beacons. Followed it to its flight nest in a waterfall. Very nice. Was it you that posted some puffin pictures, mate, in Discord? We have a nice place, not near us, a bit of a drive, but called Benton Cliff. And they have puffins there. They have fulmars. They're interesting birds. They're seabirds, but they square stuff out of their beaks. I think, Sandman, you're using the Quest 3, aren't you, sir? Skomer Island, that's it, yeah. Man, you've got so many images of... We saw one. We saw one... No, we didn't. We saw quite a few puffins. But they weren't like that. They were on the cliff edges, so you're kind of having to look over. Yeah, we get a lot of razorbills. What's the other one that's black and just like all black? Because razorbills have a bit of white on their nose. Razorbills and... I can't think of the term now. 55,000 puffins. What? Bitterns? I've never heard of bitterns. No, there wasn't cormorants. But they look like cormorants, but they're smaller. It would be perfect timing too. Friday's sneak peek reveals the Stingray model. It would. Yeah, it absolutely would.
Be to confirm that still works.
What was it? What happened?
So, when you've gone away from either your mothership or a ship that you left somewhere, and you've crossed the DGS boundary, it's about a 50-50 chance whether this bug happens, where the icon for the ship, like the marker for where you left it, will just shoot off into space in a random direction and be traveling off at several thousand kilometers a second.
Yeah.
And it looks like your ship's just drifting off into the abyss and you can never catch up with it. If you Alt F4 and reload again, it's back and you can just quantum travel right back to it, and it's right where you left it. The ship never left where you left it, but unless you left it near somewhere that's easy to find, you would never know that.
Yeah. Just look, Bempton Cliff Birds.
Ooh, 6% fuel.
Oh yeah.
What is it? Not gannets, they're the big ones. Guillemots. Guillemots and razorbills. Yo, Papa. Yeah, well, I'll be finishing in about 7 minutes. Not too long now. No, it's not too bad. We managed to do one of the spicy box trade runs, but we could only sell half of our stuff because supplies were low there, or we weren't able to, the demand was low. But yeah, plenty of guillemots.
We're staying on board, Arthur.
Oh, are we? Okay, I'll get back in my seat then. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We're just swapping pilots.
We need a station.
As Apoc just crawls around on the floor.
Oh, you almost squished him.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I need to get the Dream Air. I need to do more testing with the Dream Air. I've not done nearly enough yet. I just haven't had the time to get on it, so I'm hoping I'll be able to do that soon. That's another thing that will benefit with the
I can give you a top off of fuel before we head to
with
Gaslight.
the new CPU is
So check and see if you have the range to get to Gaslight.
VR will be much better as well.
It says I do.
Alright, give it a try. If it weirdly bugs out and stops you mid-distance, I can come to you.
The thing is, it's like, I'm not really a big bird person, like, I'm not a Twitcher anyway, but having Summer around and like, learning about this stuff is really, really cool. They're weird. Where are they native to? I don't think I've ever seen them.
Birds can be really fascinating. The
Yeah.
social hierarchies and
It's that kind of night, like when you hear about something and then you see one that you don't often see. It's really nice. Like seeing this flycatcher. There's a little bird called a flycatcher, which, to look at it, it's just this grey, small. It just looks like a sparrow. It's tiny, and looks very underwhelming. But I remember hearing it on my phone and it popping up as a rare bird in my area, thinking, "Oh, that's interesting." And then I just had my binoculars on the back doorstep and I saw this bird land on a tree next to us and I looked at it and it was exactly that bird. And it was like, as much as the bird doesn't look all that exciting, it was still like, oh, I can tick that off. Not that I even have a list. Yeah, mining is good with the new...
I've definitely been caught
Scanning
being all,
stuff.
oh yes, I don't care too much about birds. Ooh, a great patoo.
Ooh. It's a funny old world, because, you obviously get some people who are extremely passionate about that stuff, and I can understand that, Yes, they're orcs, aren't they? They're all orcs. Frodo! Let's hunt some orcs. But yeah, it's just nice when you're in those locations or you're out on the back door. Like when I was camping, there's a part where in the video where I was just pitching the tent, and I heard a bird of prey, going. And I was like, what's that? what is it? And I was filming at the time, and I could hear it, and you pick it up on the camera, and then it flew overhead, and I was like, oh,
That's an Icarus.
missed it. And then another one just sort of came.
Voice of
Thankfully, I
reason.
got it on camera, and it just flew off a little bit. But it was a buzzard. At the time, I didn't know what it was. And I know red kites have been seen around here. You know, you get the classics like hawks and whatnot, but that one, I was like,
So cool to
I
see
need
all
to check
these
it out.
active ships.
yeah, it's so nice seeing any form of like spaceport or landing location and seeing ships, especially like haulers coming and going, because you know they're, well, relatively, you generally know that they're coming to just move stuff around.
Yeah. It's not that long ago we
I have
never saw
binoculars spread
solar
around the
in this
house.
game.
Well, yeah. We also have a couple of telescopes, which is kind of weird because I'm trying to
And a carrot
help
too.
summer see through them, you know. Flipping heck, there's all sorts around here. Time to do some bird watching before more fauna comes into Star Citizen.
Well, the patch
Should
before
better
I
be able to
started
compare, yeah.
participating in your streams, I went a whole patch cycle without seeing another player.
Say that again.
The patch before I started participating in your streams and hanging out, being here, I went an entire patch cycle without seeing another player.
Wow.
3% fuel left.
Get it filled up before we log out.
I mean,
Yeah,
I was
like-
being a hermit living out of a carrack, but like, there should have been someone.
Yeah, just seeing ships flying around to local areas and stuff. Like, you see that now. And you go down to any location, there's ships, you know, sort of sprawled at one location, but also more sparsely spread further out as well. Derek, it is
Now
nice
you can
to
get
see.
off your seat, sir.
Thank you. It is really nice to see the, you know,
Almost squished me too.
well, what the
You're
heck?
out to get us, aren't you?
That was like, you just kind of kicked me in the backside. Felt like it. You did the old Oculus on your phone 6 years ago, so this was the first time using something with the PC. It's definitely the game you want to try for VR. Like, it doesn't really matter what VR you have. It's, I mean, maybe like the really, really old stuff is a bit pants. I don't know, but getting in, trying Star Citizen in VR, it'll be like mind-blowing. Okay, I'm logging out here.
Alright.
Alright, boys, I'll see you all later.
Later.
Thanking you.
So,
Yeah, we managed to get in, and we made some money, but we didn't actually profit because we couldn't sell the other stuff. But by the time APOC has gone and sold, those are the bits. We will be in profit, you know, by a good few 100,000, which is pretty good going. But yeah, one thing that I'm really excited for about the whole fauna side of Star Citizen is studying the animals. For various reasons, you know, like learning more about their whatever we can find out about that isn't given to us by CIG. Acoustic Panda, thank you for your Prime sub, my friend. Beers and Party, thank you. One thing I used to like doing in like the Elder Scrolls series was drawing the flowers and the plants. I love botanical art. It just looks so cool. And so I wanted to do that myself. Watermelon, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs, mate. That is very, very kind of you. Beers and Party, please. You know what to do. Party bus as well. How are you doing today? Hype train incoming. This is the game you want to try VR unless you are motion sick. Well, yes. But then there's no game you want to try in VR if you're motion sick. If you suffer from motion sickness. Sad VR noises. Oh, is the quest quite heavy? I know, like, I never had a problem with the Quest 2, and I never had the problem with the Crystal Super. That didn't feel too heavy to me, but there is definitely a huge difference between the Crystal and the Dream Air. I mean, the difference in weight is just mind-boggling. But it never bothered me, so it's not like it was ever a trade-off for me. But for a lot of people, it will be, absolutely. Thank you, Watermelon. Much appreciated, mate. Unfortunately, I literally have to end now, just as you joined and gift subbed. Very kind of you, though. Gift or lender's the new VR. What, me? I can't give out a gift. I've actually got to post the crystal light to someone now. Got to say goodbye to the crystal light. We have learned so much from botanical and taxonomical art than photos and plants. Yeah, I love all that, especially the Victorian stuff. It's so cool seeing the, like, botanical drawings and gardens and so forth. Motion sickness can be reduced or eliminated with some techniques. Plus, it can be something that you can get used to. It's not to say that everyone will be fine. I'm sure for some people, motion sickness is just there to stay and it will never leave. But it is something that I've heard other people saying since playing Star Citizen in VR that they used to. And then they kind of got used to it. Your 0 Point Eagle? Absolutely, mate. I'll keep an eye out for you. Oh. Next stream on Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Yeah, so no stream on Monday. My usual stream times are Monday, Wednesday, Friday between 2 and 6 p.m. BST. This Monday is my wife and I's anniversary, so I won't be streaming. We'll be going to a scarecrow hunt show. I don't know what it is. You just walk around a village looking at scarecrows. So, Summer will enjoy that, I'm sure. So no stream on... I mean, I'm looking forward to it, to be fair. No stream on Monday. We're actually going to go and watch Toy Story 5 tomorrow at the cinema. I'm excited for that one. And, yeah, next stream will be Wednesday. But we have a new 4.10 build coming tonight for the PTU. My monthly report breakdown is coming tonight as well. I will do if I fall asleep. Yeah, I'll fall asleep on a bench and they'll think I'm a scarecrow. And my camping video will be up probably much later tonight, because as soon as I finish the stream, I'll be uploading my monthly report. That'll take maybe an hour, and then that one will be a bit longer. Anyway, I much love you all, and I will... Scarecrow Trails, that might be it, yeah. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Have a great... Oh, actually, I need to pass the stream on to somebody else. Holy moly, I'm like breaking out of here and stream's just gonna end. Who have we got? Let's have a look. Oh, you was fine with VR to start with, and the more you played it, the worse you got. Oh man, that must absolutely suck. What's caused that then? Do you have any idea? So we've got Space Tomato, got Spooner. They're all doing quite well though, numbers-wise. See if I've got any smaller ones. PC 101 is on. Could pass it his way. Oh, is Sun Devil on? Let me see where he is. Might pass it Sun Devil's way. What's the number of viewers he has? Where is... Oh, there he is. I got him. All right, excellent. We'll pass it Sun Devil's way. Yeah, I can imagine. Did you ever get to play Star Citizen in VR? And is that what the game was that kind of got you not wanting to... That makes me worried. I don't want to not want to play it now. DM_Sun Devil. There we go. Right, I'll see you all on Wednesday. Keep an eye out for videos. As I say, monthly reports coming tonight. I'm also... We recorded... Oh, it was Blade and Sorcery, was it? I also recorded the stream that we did at Hathor. So I'll be trying to put that together as like a nice, cool, cinematic experience show. You know, looking forward to that one. Anyway, this is my end screen. Have a great evening, whatever it is you get up to, and enjoy Sun Devil's stream, and I will see you all next week. Huh, maybe even for 4.10's live release. Crazy. Alright, bye-bye.